bien punctual. Cállate la boca, shut up. El Ronnie entró de volada ahorita, de volada. ¿Cómo se ve tu micrófono? Déjala bien.
Good. Yeah.
Es todo. Vamos a subirle un poquito más. A ver, habla algo ahí.
Good to go.
Ándale. Es todo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to #PVT Monday Night Live. Órale. From the My PVT Network Studios, brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, Sermorelin. You want to try that Sermorelin porque that's the fountain of youth, carnal. You'll start looking like your teenage years when you were young, dumb, and full of fun. Órale, es todo. You can't say that other word, you know? You got to be careful. And, yeah, let me tell you, Sermorelin is something amazing. You need to look it up on YouTube if you want, and you'll see what it's all about. Testosterone as well. Once you pass 35, your testosterone levels start going down, daddy.
Almost there.
Your libido will be pa' afuera. Vámonos, recio. Te van a decir el mesero because una vez por meses cuando haces el amor con la esposa, ¿me entiendes? Eres un mesero, carnal.
Terrible.
And then se pasa el mes y de ahí son 2 meses y de ahí te van a decir el añoero, que una vez por año, carnal. Hombre, cállate la boca, shut up.
Para los 2 minutos.
Yeah. Para los 2 minutos, Pero it's one of the most intense 2 minutes you will ever experience. So they have testosterone, and then they have the IV vitamin infusion therapy. I'm planning to go in there this Friday and take it, and we're going to videotape it and everything para que ustedes sepan lo que es. And it boosts your immune system. It pumps your body full of vitamins straight intravenous into the vein, papá. No me cállate la boca, shut up. Sales quebrando puertas de ahí. That sústame one time. And for women, you can call them también, 956-441-2188. Women, they see them on Thursdays, but, you know, if you call, you set up an appointment probably any time of the week. So give them a call. That's Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Órale. I also want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, #DWI expert. 956-316-1991 is the number. If you have been getting in any trouble, you got a DWI that's lingering, man, you need to take care of that, man. Y si caes al bote porque andas en el Super Bowl party este weekend y esto, lo otro y que la fregada, ¿me entiendes? Yo digo que debes de tener este número preparado, porque si vas a andar en el Super Bowl party este weekend y de ahí te para la policía y ya caes al bote, pues you need to get out so you can make it to work on Monday. So you call Rene A. Flores, #DWI expert, 956-316-1991. Eso.
Oye, es uno de Temerarios, se parece a uno de los Temerarios.
¿Verdad? No, los Bookies.
Los
Bookies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have comedian Rick Cano here with us. Órale.
What up, Raza? What's going on, my friends?
Welcome to the show, Rick. How you doing?
It's great to be here, man.
Es todo.
Awesome, man.
Es todo. And then we've got Rally. She's our producer. What's going on, babe?
Hey, I'm over here. Hi. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Andamos tocándole mariachis a Ronnie James porque era el birthday de él.
Yes.
No, we couldn't afford a mariachi group, so nomás lo estamos poniendo del YouTube aquí.
That's all that matters, man. Saludos.
¿Cómo te fue el birthday party, Ron?
Man, I'm hurting still. I think
Todavía.
Todavía.
Yo es medio mormado, mijo. ¿Qué
That's
pasó
why
ahí?
there's no mofles here. There's no 6-pack tonight. This is what I got in the cup right here.
Oh, puro hydration.
This is what I got in the cup right here.
Oye, mijo, si ve pa'l Dr. T's y viéntate un IV vitamin therapy, se te quita la cruda en 2 seconds, carnal.
¿Cuántos años?
33.
No, todavía no te toca el colonoscopy.
Hey, 33, puro Tony Dorsett, carnal. Sústame one time.
Puro Scottie Pippen.
Oye, as a matter of fact, we got a video of Ronnie when he got surprised. Do we got it there, babe? Can you play it?
Yes, I'm
Play
going to play it
that
right
thing.
now. Yes.
I was like, it's fucked up, man. Nobody wants to do shit. I was like, man, I fucking do it.
te iba a dicho.
That's cool.
No, pues le estabas hablando todos, Ren, y te estaban diciendo, no va a hacer nada ahora, carnal.
Simón. I was calling all my compadres, and one of them said, no, my family's down from California. And I was like, nah, chingada, bueno. The other one said, I don't have a sitter. No, hombre, cagando el palo, bueno. The other one said that he had missed his flight. He even sent me a picture, and he's like, the plane's in the background, and he's there at the airport, and he's like, chingado, carnal. He goes, that's my flight, but they don't let me in because they already closed the door to the terminal. I was like, no mames, wey, chingado. And he's like, nah, pues ni modo. And then Alyssa's cousins were going to invite us over for burgers. So I'm like, nah, hombre, pues, bueno, de perdido, we'll watch the Laker game and we'll eat some burgers. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. And then so I get there, and pues obviously that's why everybody had been telling me, nah, way, I can't. And because they all got together and surprised me. So it was
That's
fun, man.
awesome.
And I mean, I had a hell of a time. It was, I don't, it.
Hasta que hora
words
se
cannot
recogieron,
speak.
mijo.
And now I'm in rock and roll James. Dang.
I don't know if you can reach that level, mijo. I mean,
No,
back in my
hombre.
heyday, 10 días sin parar para cállate la boca. Yo fuera llegado con un pinche mofle, carnal.
Como dicen, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, it does
Hey,
not.
but hey,
Good thing there wasn't any football on Sunday, porque si no, we would have been watching football all day Sunday también. So
El
I think
pinche-
that's the only reason we actually went to sleep, was because there was no football on.
to sleep or passed out?
Passed out.
Ándale, órale, esto es lo que quería saber.
I got there Saturday night, and I was like, ando listo para call in el Monday, carnal.
Todavía.
Saturday night, when I saw everybody, I was like, call in Monday. Saca el doctor's excuse, no está la suegra.
Y de ahí sales bien conchudo en Monday Night Live, ¿no? Después de calling in sick, ¿no?
Hombre.
Se me pasó.
No, hombre.
Fui
Ya
para el
merito,
doctor, me
ya
dieron una
merito.
shot.
But I was like, nah. Sabes que Monday, it's a very heavy day at work, and you know, we need to keep the customers happy, man. So I anda medio raw, you
Yeah.
know, anda hurting, pero hey, no hay
Hey.
pedo. The show must go on.
Ah,
man.
huevo.
The show must go on.
Gústame one time. We've got Felicia here with us. What's going on, mama? How you doing?
What's up? I have to put my headphones on.
Apenas te estás poniendo los headphones para que nos puedas escuchar, mamacita.
There
How you
go.
doing,
I'm
sweetheart?
doing good.
That's todo. How was your
Good.
weekend?
It was fun. I was there with Ron and it was
Sí.
and Alyssa. Yeah, it was a great time.
Anda de party planner también.
Sí, andas de party
Well,
plan.
I mean, Alyssa, I gotta give her
Yeah.
props. She planned everything. She decorated her and her cousin, and I was, you know,
I saw
kind
the-
of that help a
the
little bit.
cake that you had done, it's the same guy that did the cake for me with the
Yeah.
with the microphone.
Yeah, it's
And man, I don't think we put a picture in it of the cake, but it's
it's on my Facebook. I don't know if anybody has me on
go
Facebook.
go to social media and check it out. It was a Lakers cake.
Yeah, it was a Lakers
Ese
cake.
guachabo, el
Yeah,
cake era-
they're called. It's Hot Rod Ronnie's.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
Hot
Hot Rod
Ronnie's.
Ronnie's. Her and her husband. They
Hot
did
Rod
the
Ronnie's
cake.
custom cake shop. Yeah.
Hot Rod Ronnie's custom cake shop.
And
So
I
good job,
I sent her a picture of what I wanted, and she did exactly like what I wanted. It was great. It was perfect.
Y la piñata no era esa de la stripper on the pole.
¿Hubo
No,
piñata o no, Ron?
No.
No, because
Nah,
there's
we have
adult
piñata.
piñatas now.
Yeah.
¿Verdad?
Yeah, I saw one. It's a pole y está la stripper.
Sí.
And then they get it like for quinceañeros.
Se salen, ¿no? Con los quinceañeros, ¿no? ¿Y cómo te, tú tuviste quinceañero, Ricano?
Hombre, está muy jodido.
No te dieron.
No, puro hot dogs.
Un
Puro Winnie.
Hot dogs y
¿Te
Kool-Aid.
dieron Winnie Rose,
Sí.
carnal?
Hot dogs y Kool-Aid.
Ya, pues cuando estábamos chavalos no había
Sí.
nada de quinceañero. Ese jale no salió hasta como en 90s, ¿verdad? Los 90s
Yeah.
comenzaron con... ¿Y por qué salieron con quinceañeros?
Oh, no, man.
Los hombres, ¿sabes qué? En mi quinceañero yo fui y me perdí que entre unos camaradas y nada poreando y la chingada. Estaba pesado con ese jale.
Mario and I, we did a comedy show for quinceañera one time, and it got awkward because we got there, and they're like, "Okay, you guys are about to go on, but first, the mom has a letter she wants to read to her son."
Ay.
It was a letter from the boy's dad that had passed away.
Oh.
So she reads it, and then like everybody's all teary-eyed, And then they come over and they're like, okay, guys, go on. I'm like, how are we supposed to go on after that?
You have to do comedy, bro, after that.
Yeah. And so we said, can we get 10 minutes? Oh, yeah.
Hey, but that's the best time to go on
See?
for comedy, bro, because you have nowhere but to go up with the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the wrestling, man, you know, Eddie Guerrero?
Oh, see.
One time, his philosophy was, one time they were doing this kind of wrestling pay-per-view, and the match before Eddie and his opponent, I mean, it was hot, bro. I mean, they left the freaking crowd like hot,
Yeah.
right? Bien picados.
Yeah.
And Guerrero's opponent says, hey, how are we going to top that, bro?
Yeah.
And Eddie says, well, we're going to go in there and we're going to bore them for like 10, 15 minutes and bring them down to the lowest level they can. And then we start the match.
Yeah.
And we build them back up.
Oh, yeah.
To where they're right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what a philosophy, bro.
Yeah.
From that guy, Eddie Guerrero, dude. That
Rest
guy
in
was a
peace.
psychological
Genius.
I mean, genius,
Yeah.
bro. As far as, you know, knowing how to handle a crowd in wrestling. And it works same way with, I mean, I would imagine it would work like that in comedy as
It
well.
does, yeah. In fact, I remember one of the first shows that I did was back in 2015. In fact, you were there. You were performing. It was Edinburgh had this thing called Beer Fest. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
2015.
It was like the only one they did.
The only one
right?
they did, and
Yeah.
then it was just me and Raymond. Mario had on the show, just Raymond and I.
Y todos estaban bien prendidos en el Beer Fest, ¿verdad?
Well,
Todos
the thing
estaban
is-
haciendo Beer Fest,
Here's the
carnal.
thing: they had like it was one stage where you guys were at, and then on the other side of the park they had like this other wine tasting y cheese because like more sophisticated.
Ahí estabas tú, ¿verdad?
Hey.
Nosotros estamos acá en el ghetto, carnal.
So Raymond and I did 7 minutes there, and it was great. I mean, the crowd loved it. And then Raymond goes, "Okay, we got to go over to the other stage." So we start walking. When we're getting there, you're close. I think it's Freebird. I'm not sure, pero
Con la bandera
sí,
y la chinga.
estás parado en el banquito, chinga, con la bandera para allá y para acá y todo.
Sústame one time.
And the crowd's like, "Rambe, going crazy." Yeah, your typical whiskey D crowd.
Los
right
dejé
there.
echando calientones de amar.
Los devil horns y enseñando chichos. Los I'm
I'm
sure y'all know that already. I don't know.
Panties on the stage. Granny panties on the stage.
No,
carnal.
man, so then the
A
crowd,
las abuelitas dientando calzón y la
the
chica.
crowd is crazy, and then Raymond looks at me. He goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go up there and introduce you." I'm like, "Órale, vamos, let's do this." So he goes up there. I'm thinking he's just gonna introduce me, you know. He does about 5 minutes of the most raunchiest comedy he's got, man. No, I'm bet the crowd, yeah, Raymond. And to this day, I think he did it on purpose, not out of malice, but kind of like because at that time I was doing pretty good. I thought,
¿Estabas verde?
see, and I think like, como, okay, you know, yeah, you're doing pretty good. Let's see how you handle this. So he goes up there, he does 5 minutes raunchy material, and then he calls me up, and I'm like, get off the stage, you suck.
Oh, man.
They so set up.
No, but
carnal.
I was about to do 7. I think I did like 4 or 5 minutes. I said, "Hey, me va a hip about."
Well, you were a late bloomer
Oh,
in this
yeah.
business,
Oh,
bro.
sí, sí,
I mean, were you a class clown in school? When you went to PSJ?
Yeah, puro PSJ.
Puro oso venenoso, carnal. Sústame.
In some classes, depending on the teacher, because
Sí.
I've always respected teachers. So when a teacher gave me like a mean look, like, "Hey, así te," ya le calmaba.
Pero sí, eras bien mosquiento en la
Oh,
escuela.
sí. Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
Ok,
bueno.
y pasabas con cámara y todo.
Con los teachers también. Y todo.
Porque most comedians were class clowns,
Oh,
no?
yeah,
I mean, those are the ones that become more popular, man. Because, and then so what happened when you graduated from school, man? After you graduated,
So I graduated from school, and then of course I met my wife. We got married, and
right
then,
out of school.
no, about maybe 3 years after.
Oh, so
after I
tenías
graduated.
21, por ahí.
21, 22.
Hey.
So and then I got married.
¿Y
Then,
tu wife es de aquí del Valle también?
de Río Bravo.
De Río Bravo.
Sí,
Oh,
pues,
cálmate,
no,
puras
hombre.
tortillas recién hechas,
Sí,
papá.
puro Río Bravo.
Oh, pues, frijolitos en bola en una olla, carnal. Sústame, aguanta.
No, man. So then we had my son, and then like I dedicated a lot of time to my son, coaching baseball, pa allá y pa acá. And then finally he graduated, and then I'm like, yeah, I got all this time, you know, because he went off to college. Ahora qué voy a hacer? And I had just met Mario, and Mario was like, hey man, you should go over to open mic.
How did you meet Mario? At a comedy show or what?
At Bike Fest, South Padre Island.
Órale.
See, yeah, I was at a Bike Fest, and Raymond and Mario performing.
Sí.
And I was on the committee for the Watermelon Festival, which you played in.
Uh-huh. Oh, we've loved playing the Watermelon Festival in Alamo, bro.
Sí,
Y tú eras el host también una vez.
I hosted one year. Yeah, I hosted one year.
Y se pone a toda madre, bro.
Yeah,
Un día de
man.
pura sandía, vato.
Sandía,
Ven de aquellas. Usually happens around May, folks. Last year it got canceled because of COVID. Pero pues, chihuahua, like right now everything's up in the air, you know. Pero como quiera, after that, you met him over there?
Yeah, I met him at Bike Fest. I asked him if they could be at the Watermelon Festival, but they were already booked. So they weren't going to be able to make it. But Mario goes, hey, add me on Facebook. So when something else comes up, you let me know. So I added him on Facebook. He saw my jokes. And that's when he told me I should go to open mic. And I did. And like 3 or 4 weeks later, he said, no, te voy a poner en un show. So he put me in a show. Y pues ya de ahí arranco.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arrima el micrófono un poquito más de cuando estás. Ándale, quiero que I don't want anybody missing any type of language or anything. Pero, so then you went up for your first time open mic ahí en Cine El Rey, okay?
Cine El Rey, yeah. First time, yeah.
What did you say? I mean, what was
I can't even remember. Some of them were real cheesy jokes, man. They were real cheesy.
Knock, who's there?
Sí, que puedo decir, hombre. And so, yeah, but no, after 3 or 4 more weeks, me said Mario, hey, no, you want to perform on the big stage? I says, yeah, sure. So I did like 5 or 7 minutes.
De volada, te invitaron para el big stage, carnal.
Big stage de volada.
Pues yo me acuerdo, me ponieron a host una vez ahí en el Far Event Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that must have been your first big hit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Porque chido, wow, there was like 3,000 people there. Y yo me subí, hizo un pinche desmadre de principio, ¿verdad?
The mic wouldn't turn on.
Yeah, and so yo de volada, I mean, I'm the type of person that if something happens, I improvise, dude. I try to get out of it, ¿entiendes? And then I introduced you, and you
gave me advice that day.
Sí, ¿qué te dije?
Because I went up and I took the mic out of the mic stand, but I left the mic in front, the stand.
Yeah.
And then I got off stage and he says, hey, Dad, positive criticism. Mueve el mic stand para atrás. So every time I do that now, I remember, mira.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are just little key things.
Aunque no me taje, no me taje.
Yeah, no, but anyway, it's still in the middle, and and people might just be looking at the mic stand and not you.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas if you put it, if you put it aside,
because even I
it's
do
just
it now.
you know.
Yeah, I'll see young comics do it, and I'll tell them something. Hey man, move the mic stand back.
And those are just typical rookie deals, you know. Because what we call the person like that, ladies and gentlemen, comedians, when they send out a rookie comedian in front of a monster crowd like that, they call them the sacrificial lambs.
Yeah.
So we love watching the up and coming comedian that probably the first time in front of 2,000 people. And we know they're not gonna kick ass. They're gonna fail because they're not gonna fail either. Yeah. But they attempted it and they broke the ice, and that's where it starts, man. And what happened after that, bro?
After that, and then I think probably one of the most exciting moments was when Mario told me that I was gonna be on the show with Raymond, him, and Sonia, and he printed tickets. And he gave me tickets and handed me the tickets. I looked at them. And it had the 4 names on there, and then it said Valley Kings of Comedy. I'm like, ching, apenas llevo like 6-8 months y ya me metieron.
Ya te ponieron con
Valley
corona.
King, ya me ponieron corona.
Bien rey.
So that was awesome, man.
Yeah, man, that's todo, carnal.
But getting to that show that at the Bogus Fort that you hosted, me acuerdo that I picked up that like you real quick because I remember it was called the Prende la Vela Tour.
Yeah.
And you go,
Raymond was hot, man, that time.
I mean, that dude was gone viral.
Yeah.
His video about Romo went viral.
Yeah. When he hit that Dallas Cowboy thing, he hit it out of the ballpark, man. He tapped into an oil vein, and it just started sprouting, bro. The oil started spitting out, man.
Pero me acuerdo, estaban bateando con el mic, and you said, prende la vela, prende el micrófono.
Yeah. I'm the type of person, man, que salgo con algo de volada, carnal. I'm a quick thinker like that. I might be getting a little slower than I was back in my 30s, carnal. ¿Me entiendes? A veces se me olvidan cosas y la chingada. Y estoy hablando, estoy diciendo algo y de ahí se me olvida lo que estaba diciendo. Yo, hey, what was I talking about?
Yeah.
And then
Senior moment.
And the person that I'm talking about to, they say, pues chinga, no sé de qué estabas hablando, carnal.
They're just as bad.
just,
my
it feels like a typical day at the adult daycare. You know what I mean?
That's the way it is.
Yeah. So, ¿qué estás haciendo ahora? Aparte de that, doing part-time comedy and all that stuff. ¿Te estás en la política, no? Algo
I
así?
used to, man. No, me ya no. I see. Back in 2007, I ran for commissioner in Alamo. Actually, I ran for commissioner. But no, man,
2007?
2007.
That's a while back.
Oh, yeah, sometime back.
Estás chavalón, vato.
Oh,
How
yeah,
old?
I
30,
think
30 years old?
34, 35. Algo así.
Yeah. ¿Y qué te hizo para meterte en la...
No, but I mean,
La
a lot
política.
of people know me, and that's what it is. In small towns, it's just who, if people know you, they're like, hey, let's get this guy to run. Everybody knows him.
Sí. He's a brand.
Y me decían, oye, ¿qué es tu platform? Pues no sé, I gotta build one so I can stand up there and just
It's not what you know, it's who
it's
you know.
who you know. Exactly.
What did you learn out of that experience, man, of getting into politics, bro?
No, hombre, pues, I mean...
La política aquí en el está cabrón, bro.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, at that time, I didn't have any skeletons in my closet. I wouldn't run now.
At that time.
At that time, I wouldn't run now, no.
¿No?
No.
¿Porque tienes skeletons en la closet ahora, carnal, o qué?
Pues, mejor no digo.
Por eso estás aquí, carnal. Might as well let them all out so you can run again, bro.
I'm happy at home, man.
See? And so, did you win or did you?
No. I did pretty good for the first time running, pero no, me ganaron.
Sí.
Es que with the opponents they got Roberto Pulido to play at one of their campaign kickoffs. So tocó Roberto Pulido.
Oh, ahí está,
sí.
hey, nail on the coffin, carnal.
Sí,
Roberto
hombre.
Pulido, el primazo, cállate la boca, shut up.
So, hombre.
Hey, güey, dude. And then so that you just tried that time and that's it.
I tried that time.
And
pero
you're not active in any type of.
I used to be like in the planning and zoning committee, Boys and Girls Club, el baseball, pero once I started getting into comedy, ya kind of eased back on it.
When you run, it's some people think you just run and it's kind of not that it's easy, but there's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You have to plan the campaigns. You have to talk. You have to plan where you're gonna go speak at.
Yeah.
You have to worry about the billboards. People going to put up all your signs.
Yeah. Even though we're all raza, I mean, there's demographics. There's like, because South Alamo es la gente más pobre. Hay que hablarles de que le vamos a ayudar.
Simón.
And then other areas, Alamo, pues gente más, better off. You're like, oh, we're gonna bring these businesses in. So yeah, it's a lot of different stuff.
and then usually, well, now at least, it's kind of like a team. No, like it's not just go vote for James.
Yeah.
If you vote for James, well, then you have to vote for Rally and Rick too, because you're on like a little team, right, or something like
La
that.
palanca, dice la palanca, se jala,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
yeah, and it's been a long time since I see someone run on their own. They usually hook up with someone else.
They usually it's like their face and then like three other people with them, or like Garcia Flores Garza, like check, like that. Like it's not just one person. You have to run like with a little grupo.
Yeah. Pero yo lo que le digo a la raza que why did you run? I says, well, besides wanting to help my town, I wanted to get a lot of likes on my Facebook posts. I don't know if you've ever noticed, like politicians, they get like down here, mayors, comisionados, they can post anything. No matter how insignificant it is, they get a lot of likes. Like the other day, I posted that my tia Tencha was recovering from open heart surgery. I got like 7 likes. And then one of the commissioners, posted that he was recovering from chorro. 300 likes. 300 likes for chorro.
Yeah.
But they weren't likes. They were all like hearts and like a little hug sign.
The little
Pues
carrot.
es que chorros more relatable, carnal. Por eso, todos le pegas en jale, carnal.
Pero es que ya pues getting a speed bump outside their house.
Oh my goodness, the speed bump.
No me cállate la boca.
Sí,
chera. Puro pinche blowout en el baño. No me cállate. Como cuando entras al Stripes restroom, bro. Y no me están todo. Están pintadas las paredes y la chingada. No me cállate la boca, chera.
Disgusting.
No, man. So, you live in Alamo right now?
Live in Alamo. I used to live in Houston. I actually grew up in Houston. I lived in Houston till I was 15. And then moved down here to the valley. Because my parents were originally from here.
In Houston.
And in the outside.
Como que?
Well, now it's already city limits, but when I lived there, it wasn't.
Like
it's,
Pasadena, like North Houston or
northeast,
Crosby area?
northeast.
Okay.
Jensen Drive and Little York.
Órale.
Yeah, porque northeast Houston.
And that was in the 70s.
Oh yeah, 70s. Yeah.
¿Qué tantos años tienes ahorita tú, carnal?
55. I'll be 56.
Well, pues somos iguales. 50.
Sí.
¿Eres el 54? I mean, ¿eres el 64?
65.
65.
65.
Órale.
Yeah.
Y tuviste ahí hasta que tenías como 1980, te viniste para
Yeah,
acá.
1980.
Órale.
Yeah, it came back down.
¿Y qué onda con Alamo? Alamo is, I mean, it's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because here we have Alamo, San Juan, Far, right? And then McAllen, and then Edinburgh, and then Hidalgo. It's like, and then Mission. I mean, it's like one big metroplex, bro. And some cities can't grow anymore. I was talking about McAllen. McAllen is like landlocked, bro.
Yeah.
They're between Mission, Edinburgh, Hidalgo,
See?
you know. So there's, and like Edinburgh can grow north, man.
North. Yeah.
Alamo.
Hasta lente, yeah.
¿Hasta dónde tiene Alamo? Que
No, ya no crece.
ya no
That's
crece.
it. Unless like they make a movie like Selena and they come to Alamo and then we'll probably get mountains or something like that.
I heard about that. I heard that.
I was watching it. I'm like, ay, ¿qué es esto? Mountains in Brownsville,
Yeah.
skyscrapers,
Matamoros.
skyscrapers in Harlingen.
Is that true, Felicia?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, there was a part where they show you like the sign where
Yeah.
they're driving in the bus and it says Brownsville, Matamoros,
Yeah.
and it's like beautiful. Like there's mountains. And they're driving like off a little
Pues
mountain.
es cuando la sierra estaba más para acá, carnal. La sierra de la
Hey,
Sierra León.
la movieron.
Yeah.
I got real disappointed when I saw when I saw paved streets in Donna. I'm like, come on, come on.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Ya se excedieron exaggerated.
So you're into Netflix and stuff, man? You watching any stuff on Netflix? What
I just started watching Orange is the New Black. No, Black is the New Orange.
No, Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. I
Yeah.
just started watching that.
What's
man.
that about, man?
Oh, it's about a lot of chicks in prison.
See?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like that late '70s flick, women in cages, but no, it's not. It's like it.
Is it like those MSNBC shows of the women behind prison?
No, it's not like it's like an actual show.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
an-
a,
oh,
like
yeah,
a
it's good.
scripted, like a
Yeah.
scripted written. Fish, have you ever seen it?
No, but I know it was like really hot for a while, and I was just seeing it all over social media.
Yeah.
And I think it was back like when the other shows were out, like
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead and all that. But I've heard it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never really gotten into it.
Yeah, I've heard
I think
it's
it's
really
7
good.
seasons. When my wife and I just started watching it.
There's an actress, Ruby Rose, that comes out. She's got tattoos.
Was that
Beautiful girl.
Kanye West's chick?
No, that's
No, that's
Amber
Amber
Rose.
Rose.
Oh,
No,
that's
Ruby
Amber.
Rose is actually she's gay in real life, but
Okay.
she's a beautiful girl. Like you see her and you're just like, wow, she's a beautiful girl. She got really popular on that show. You'll probably see her. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we started because this was like kind of an off weekend for us. I mean, because even though Saturday we had some busy stuff to do, we got up early in the morning and we did a live Facebook live at FNT Valley Motorsports.
Okay. Yeah.
It was fantastic, and I'll be buying me some Defenders and stuff, man. We're gonna get some of those fun. Yeah, we were talking about that, and then that evening we had to meet with a friend as well at 4:00. And then I was like, when we got home, it's like, man, we're finally home. It's been like 2 weeks since we've been able to sleep late. We'll sleep late tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah.
So let's eat and let's sit down on the couch and let's watch TV, you know? And we started watching Monarca.
Yes.
Is it like
What's
a
that?
Spanish
Like
telenovela or
It's
something?
really good.
Monarch?
Monarca. It's called Monarca. It's about the tequila family in Tequila, Mexico that created the tequila. And
Oh wow, that
and
sounds interesting.
it's pretty freaking awesome. We started watching it and I was like, because los mexicanos son medios fresas, ¿me
Oh,
entiendes?
yeah.
Como son, and you know we're more like barrio, ¿me entiendes?
Raza.
But it's wealthy people, man.
Yeah.
Connected, man. And it's we've seen like 2 episodes of that, babe.
I think 2 or 3. Is it 2?
We're on the third.
Yeah, we're on the 3rd.
We're on the third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't want to say too much about it, but check it
It's
out.
really
but
good.
It's
It's really
totally
good.
Spanish, and it's like a sister and 2 brothers, and they've got kids. And then the patriarch is like the guy that built, and from the tequila, they started a hotel, whole empire, and they started another empire. And so they have 3 different empires, and they have to deal with the Mexican government and cartels and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
gotta be
it's
good.
It's really interesting.
the beginnings. Last night we watched era con las 10:30, vato, y se acabó. Y ahí comenzó la otra porque pues el pinche Netflix de volada comienza el anexo,
yeah,
carnal,
sí.
¿entiendes?
Yeah.
Y de ahí, chinga, lo pagué. Why did you turn it off? Because I'm not going to bed at 12:30 tonight, you know?
Yep.
And then we started watching another. We only got to see one. It was called Jack Ryan, man. Tom
Clancy's character.
Yeah, have you heard of that guy, Tom Clancy?
Yeah, he's written a lot of books, some espionage, spies.
Yeah, dude.
But
and
that's a spin-off, no? From the Because wasn't there a movie? Was it Bruce Willis who was?
No, it's Tom
Oh yeah,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. There
Yeah.
you go. He made 2 movies with Jack Ryan, I think.
Yeah.
But now they made one for TV or Netflix or something like that.
It's pretty damn good.
not bad.
My
The
son would
first
probably like that.
episode was amazing. You know, he's part of the CIA, and then he sees like $9 million being pumped into some account in Yemen, and you know, and then he brings it up to his his new boss who got put in there, for some reason, and he can't afford to screw up, and so then he gets taken to Yemen, and at the very beginning, there's 2 little kids playing on top of a rooftop in the Middle East, right? And then they see
Lebanon.
Lebanon, is it
Uh-huh,
Lebanon?
yes.
And then you see some jets like,
Yeah.
you know, and I told Riley, those jets are loud, dude. I was
loud,
at
right?
Guitar Center here in McAllen, and I just felt everything shaking. And I was like, what? And I looked up, and it was like one of those military jets right low, because it was going to land in the McAllen airport.
Yeah.
And I was like, golly. And you saw the turbines in the back, and that shit makes the building shake, bro.
Yeah. I'm sure.
So
I'm sure they do.
in this movie, there's like 5 or 6 of them, and they pass, and the little brother says, "Look,"
Yeah.
and the older brother looks, and it pass, and then they turn around and they start coming, and they're just dropping bombs, dude,
Dropping missiles.
and the whole neighborhood, and so then they find out that this guy's got $9 million, and they think he's like the next Osama bin Laden,
bin
you
Laden,
know,
yeah.
and so. They end up catching him, bro, and they put him in. And this is just the first episode, dude. They end up catching him and putting him in like a freaking military camp in Yemen, right?
Yeah.
And one of them is a bodyguard. The other guy was like the banker, and they had met with this other president of a bank. And it ends up that they're interrogating both of them, but they're not. The other one's the bodyguard, and and the bodyguard is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they bring in some people, the Arabs, you know, the Muslims. They bring in little trucks bodies, and they get to the fort where the soldiers are, and they tell the soldiers, these are drone strikes, you know,
Yeah.
the guys you kill with a drone strike, and they take them, you know, and I'm telling my wife, I think they take them in order to be able to identify if if the target they were aiming for is in the group of men that they killed with a drone.
Yeah.
So the brother of that dude, those 2 little kids,
Yeah.
they're adults now. He's in there with the skin face of one of the dead guys.
So they think he's dead
So they think he's dead, and they stick him in, and then he
in a freezer.
dude, you gotta watch
It's
that, bro.
amazing.
Well, I
It's
don't know if I
amazing.
need to watch it anymore. You told me the whole episode.
Dude, well, you know, it's just the first episode. I don't
Yeah,
want
somebody
you know.
said that Tom Cruise was Jack Reacher.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
who
right.
Jack Ryan is. I don't know,
Jack Ryan
but-
is the Tom Clancy character.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
are they the same guys?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Orale.
But that episode sounded good. That's probably something you were going to
Dude.
watch. Because we just finished watching Yellowstone.
Oh, you
So,
did?
yeah, well, we saw the first 2 seasons of it. And then I started watching Sopranos for like the 7th time.
Yeah.
So I'm going crazy on that
I've never
again.
watched The Sopranos.
I haven't seen it.
Epic, man. Epic. So I'll get into the Jack Ryan for sure.
Dude, you're going to get into the Jack Ryan. So, do you have any comedy gigs coming up? Anything?
Yeah, Mario and I are going to be at London Tavern February 12th. I think it's a Friday. I'm pretty sure it's a Friday.
Valentine's weekend.
Yeah, that's right, Friday. Yeah, it's a Friday. And then at Rail Yard, St. Patrick's Day.
Where's
March
that?
17th.
Rail Yard.
In Alamo. Yeah, they just stay, I think.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they've been open like maybe 6 months. I think they
No,
opened
you're
back in
doing
October
the show there.
Yeah, we're going to be there on the 19th of March.
for the
Yeah.
ACDC tribute band.
Yeah.
Thunderstruck, man.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, do we have the spot there, babe?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, why don't you play? Let's check it out.
Okay.
Knox Entertainment presents Friday, March 19th, from deep in the heart of rock and roll, Thunderstruck, America's ACDC, and the most explosive band in America, Whiskey D, live at the Rail Yard 83 Ice House in Alamo, Texas. Experience the untamed, blood-pounding power of Thunderstruck. Tickets on sale now for VIP tables and reserved individual seats. Call or text 956-608-0611. Rail Yard 83 Ice House is an open-air venue, and all necessary precautions and CDC guidelines will be followed. Thunderstruck, Whiskey D. seat.
That's gonna be an awesome show, bro. I'll be there.
Yeah, well, vives ahí enseguida,
I
¿no?
try down the street, man.
Down the street,
Awesome.
within crawling distance.
Hey.
And
así
when
como-
are you gonna be there?
On March 17th, St. Patrick's
March.
Day. It's a
Okay.
Wednesday. Yeah.
And
So
you'll-
that's a week before us,
Yeah.
or like 3 days
Yeah,
before us.
yeah.
3
We're on
days.
Wednesday and you guys are on Friday.
It's spring break.
yeah.
Man, I wonder how spring break is going to be. You know, Sunday was the anniversary of Trump closing travel from China.
Yeah.
And then around this time, February, towards the end, is when they started really taking COVID serious, because around
Yeah.
this time, you had Democratic politicians inviting people to come over to,
Yeah.
Chinatown to the parade. There's nothing to fear. Come on over. It's like COVID is nothing, you
Yeah.
know. And everybody started going out there. And then towards the end of February, you know,
Yeah.
it's really serious. And then March, my wife went on spring break, and I usually take a vacation in spring break so I can take vacation with her because she's a teacher, right? She's an educator. And she never went back to school, dude.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah. A lot of the kids were like, "Oh, when are we going back?" And they kept saying, "Oh, and next year, beginning the school year in September, pero ni tampoco."
What do you think's going to happen, man? What's your idea on that?
I don't know, man. But now they're saying that they want to slowly open the schools up again.
Well, I know Chicago, the mayor in Chicago, she's like, we need to open up the schools. Ahora sí, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Pero las teachers están diciendo, hell no, we ain't going back.
Yeah.
And they're going to strike. And now there's a conflict between them, between the union and the city.
unions.
Yeah.
The mayor can't, I guess she can't.
I
you
know, some unions, like I know there's a postal service union that there's a contract where they said that they would never strike, and they have that in writing. So I guess it depends too if the union feels like they can strike, or if there's a clause that they would never ever strike, and so that's something that they need to, I guess, look into as well, as far as the teachers union trying to strike,
Have you
if it's even possible.
have you taken the vaccine, Rick?
Not yet. They said that we may be getting it where I work, so probably.
I was telling my wife that it'll probably be mandatory to have it to be employed, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna show some kind of proof that you've taken it.
Pero there's people that have been putting pictures of a card that shows that they got that vaccine or whatever. Oye, aquí en la Pulga de Álamo, carnal, puedes hacer cards, carnal.
Copies.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pero, are you planning to take it?
I probably will because
Well, what is your take on it? Do you trust the vaccine?
what's it been like? Well, maybe not even 15, 20 days that they started, or has it been more?
It's been a little more.
Been a
a
little bit
little more.
more.
It's probably been
a
about a
little bit.
month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started. I think in December was when they rolled it out. You know, right after the election is when they said we have the
Yeah.
después del election
Sí.
we have a vaccine. You know,
vaccine.
pero nada antes, right? And as soon as the election result was out or whatever, they started promoting it, and then by December and then I think in January 1st, that's when they started, because I know I had some family members that got in line and said the line was too big. It was long.
Yeah, there was a line there, and they were just giving wristbands,
Yeah.
and they were like, I mean, it went from the high school in Alamo all the way Tower, all the way 83, all the way into San Juan. It was a huge line, and then the thing was that
Parecía la línea de un comedy show de Rick Cano.
esto mero, exactly, igualita, pasó por ahí por Royal Yard y todo.
Tú sabes,
One night only.
el Valley Kings de comedy.
Total la línea, la
It was
liñota.
long, yeah. And then like my son, because my son works and he's a medical assistant. He works with a doctor, so he had to take it. And then we were driving by and we were seeing these cars and we were seeing like young people and they're like, I guess they don't know because I think it's only was like for 55 and older. So later on we heard that they would get up there and they were told, no, this is you guys. No, but we've been in line for an hour. It's okay, but you know how raza is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so yeah, they
Se
were
ponen rowdy,
yeah.
carnal.
Yeah.
They were turned away. This is for 55 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
and
mean,
then
I
it's
would've-
like certain criteria
Yeah.
that you have to meet.
I don't mind letting the older folks go get it. I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead, you know.
I mean, I would have asked before I got in line.
Yeah.
First, I'm not
I
gonna
guess
get in line como
just,
pendejo for
they
waiting
just
for
saw the
nothing.
line and se ponían.
Pero en
Yeah.
Facebook dijía que sí.
Oh, yeah.
No, Alyssa just got her. She got her second. Well, little story there. My birthday was Thursday the 28th, and I was like, "Chinga," and I got the day off, so I'm ahí con madre. Got the day off, little day drinking. I'm gonna call the venomous guy.
Sí, está bien venomous, carnal. Cállate la boca, chera. Venenoso.
Venenosos. So then she got her second vaccine on the 27th, the day before. And they did tell her, hey, you in about 10 hours, 11 hours, you might start feeling a little, you know.
Yeah.
So then I wake up in the morning on Thursday, like smile on my face, ear to ear. And I'm like, pinche desmadre a las 8 de la mañana, órale. And then I'm like, I turn, I'm like, what are you still doing in bed? She's like, I got the second vaccine and my arm hurts. And no, but she did. I mean,
¿Qué te iba a dejar estar solo?
¿verdad?
No, me
No, but she did. But she looked pale and she had a fever.
Yeah.
So then I started getting worried. I was like, man, you know what? She did get, maybe some side effects because some people said after they get the second vaccine that's when you might have a fever. Your arm really hurts, and she did, man. She had a fever and her arm started hurting. So I started getting a little worried. But she took some over-the-counter meds and she started feeling a little bit better. But she barely ate all day, so I was just taking care of her, like a good fiance does. On my own birthday, putting her first. You know what I'm saying? But
Sí, estabas haciendo puntos antes del Saturday.
that little wheels just started to churning.
Yeah.
No, but that's
like
what I've heard about the
guy,
vaccine.
that black guy that goes like that, right? On that.
And
the meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
But have you? So you haven't had any?
No, I
vaccine?
have-
Have you had one, Dad?
No, and they offered it to us.
Have y'all Fish or Rally? Have y'all had?
No, I haven't.
No vaccines.
No, and then we heard some lady died after taking it, and then some congressman or something, he took it and he still got it,
Yeah.
the COVID, and then
Yeah.
some local person here, we're not going to say who or not, but they ended up in the hospital after taking the vaccine.
The first dose.
But it's like you said, you don't know what the reaction is going to be.
It
Everybody's
was different.
bro.
Yeah, my son already took both of them. All he got was a headache.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
And my mom, she got the sore arm, she got the headache, she got the fever. But then I think dijo que le duró maybe like 2-3 hours, and then she was okay.
Yeah, no.
So
My fiance was worrying me too and then I woke up and I was like, just messing around. I was like, a ver, let me see. And man, she was burning up. She was burning up bad. But my thing on it is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, gracias a Dios, knock on wood. We've never had a scare. We've never had potentially like, oh, you know what? I have a fever. I'm getting the chills. I have the loss of taste. We haven't had anything like that. So I feel, why take the vaccine unless it's mandatory if, gracias a Dios, nothing's happened yet. I mean, I know it's better safe than sorry. That's why a lot of people are taking it. And it's supposed to make you a little bit more immune from people contracting it from you. So it's harder for me to get it from her if she has a vaccine.
it's like
And then that'll kind of help, stop the cases.
it's like them telling you here, have a vasectomy, but continue wearing a condom. It's
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
because that's what they say. Yeah, you take the vaccine, hey, but you still got to wear your mask. Still, sanitize.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You still got to
Very
follow the
true.
same.
You still have to follow all the
Yeah.
guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. ¿Verdad? No, hombre. And then I have a friend that had COVID, right? Whatever. And so they got out, they couldn't work, right? And then they finally returned to work and they felt sick, right? They felt sick again. So they went and they had already tested negative. And they went back and they were positive, dude.
Yeah.
Again.
Scary.
And apparently that it was the test that they took was unreliable. You know what I mean? It was a
Yeah.
false negative.
One of
They
those-
said
or
it's
the
a
false positive.
Yeah, but this one was a false negative. So they returned to work, and and so it's.
So they went back to work thinking
Yeah.
they were fine, and they really did have it.
Yeah, and then they started having some issues, and then it ended up that it was a false, false negative, and they ended up that they're still positive, and so it's like,
Wow.
the tests are also very important. I was talking with a friend of mine that's in the medical field, and he said that 2-hour test is 80% unreliable.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one that Elon Musk took. He took 4 of them, and 2 of them came positive, and 2 of them came out negative.
Wow.
So the best one is the one that takes like 2 days. I forgot what they called it, DNR or something like that. But now that test has been advanced to where you can get it in a day now or something like that.
Yes.
Now, have you gone into any of these stores? Like, I know, like in downtown McAllen, where before you go in, they got to check your temperature.
Oh, yeah.
I went into one in downtown McAllen y la señora le pegaba así al termómetro, me lo ponía. No, espérate, le pegaba ahí. And they're like,
Doesn't even work.
pásale como quiera. I'm like, ¿cómo que pásale como quiera?
I went to this store y el vato estaba en la front door con un anal thermometer.
Ay, eso no.
Le dije, ¿me puede dar 2 anal thermometers? Y dijo, ¿por qué quieres 2 anal thermometers? Le dije, porque quiero un second opinion.
A second opinion. Just to be sure.
Oh, my
Y
God.
qué sabroso.
Sí.
Salió bien café. Salió bien café con elote y la chingada.
Yikes.
Con mayonnaise el elote.
Chícharo, salió chícharo, cuero de chícharo y la chingada en el tip de la.
That's disgusting.
They got those at the Pulga de Alamo.
Speaking of, they're saying that the COVID tests are now anal too,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, they're now anal.
No, hombre, qué bárbaro. Ahora sí me voy a testear.
There might be a longer line for that one.
Raymond Rose dice 10-inch thermometer.
Ay,
Sústame. Cállate la boca, shut up. And it vibrates. Cállate la boca.
Hombre.
So, yeah, but there's these things now that they're on the wall. You just put your forehead on there.
Oh, yeah.
We went to BMW, right? And then they had that. You just go in there and then you got to do this thing and then you go walk on in. And pero I'm telling you one thing, the mask thing, I just can't handle that shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbearable.
Because, I mean, when we're setting up all our stuff with the mask on,
Oh, yeah.
I'm hyper freaking ventilating. And do you know that we're exhaling bacteria, which is a bacteria that our body doesn't want inside.
It's waste.
Yeah,
And it's
back
coming
in.
out, and we're sucking it right back into our lungs. I think it's messing our lungs up.
Well, isn't that what the filter's for?
What
That's what
filter?
it's, well, a
mean,
mask,
some
a mask
masks-
should have a filter.
some
like,
do.
Even
Some
if you
do.
put like you can't just put like a garra or a regular mask on without
Yeah,
a
but
filter
here
in it.
everybody just
todo
puts
lo
a
que
mask
hay, carnal.
on,
Yeah.
like just to have the mask
Watch us,
on.
chingos the Louis V mask.
See, yeah.
Sicko,
Yeah,
bro.
you're
And
right.
They're not
I mean,
safe at all. Like it's
Louis
right.
Vuitton?
I mean,
Yeah.
it should have a filter, right?
It should.
You know.
I mean, I know, like the medical, I think they do have like the little filter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
But-
the purpose. Like that's the purpose of a
But some-
mask is you're
yeah.
supposed to have a filter so you can exhale
Yeah.
correctly and then
But like
not
some
taking
like,
anything.
Like they'll use these because like
Yeah.
I don't have cartilage on my ear, so I'm like, boom, se me cae la otra. So I have to put these on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, you're breathing back in what your body wants to get out.
Yeah.
It's like drinking your own urine, you know?
Es como peyéndote
Sí.
para adentro, carnal. Es como te
I
peyes
freaked
para
out.
adentro en vez de para ir para afuera, vato. I mean, you don't want that fart inside your body. You want it out.
I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
okay. No.
I freaked out because I saw a picture, I think like one of the local news had posted of like a basketball game, and they're like high school girls and they're all in masks playing basketball. And
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
how are they running and breathing? Like it's harder.
Well, people go to the gym and they're like, man, like I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
First of all, second, I don't want to be wearing a mask inside
Yeah.
the gym. I'll pass out on the damn treadmill.
Like it was an action shot, and they're like in the middle of the game, and they have masks on, and I'm like, I felt bad. I was like, how do they
Yeah.
breathe? Like as they're running back and forth, like with the ball and like moving, like I'm sure it gets hard.
The only time I don't mind the mask is when I burp the tan pequeña. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get to flavor it back.
Flavor it
real
all over
nice.
again.
It's delicious, right? The tan pequeña or, the enchilada platter con los frijoles refritos, carnal.
Oh, sí.
Hombre, you burp y huele toda la máscara en de
my
aquellas y
God.
tal. Chinga, y de ahí
So
te...
Entonces,
gross.
sí.
Y de agarras un toothpick y te lo quitas del diente, te haces otro taquito, carnal, en de aquellas, vato, no sé.
Seconds.
That's disgusting.
Have you ever?
O llegas a la casa, oye, te dice tu esposo, ¿qué comiste ahora? Ten, huéleme la más.
O te dice el doctor, Rick, necesitamos un semen sample, blood sample, urine sample y fecal sample. Y nomás vas y le deja los calzoncillos,
O sea,
carnal.
ahí está todo. It's all right there.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. But there we go. That's the life we live in right now, man. 2021. We'll see how long it's going to take. Y de ahí el Biden que iba a ser mandatory mask, carnal.
Mandatory.
Ahorita nomás en federal buildings, entras al federal y tienes que tener una máscara puesta. Pero I'm telling you, I think ever since this mask thing started, I've been having like a little harder time breathing and shit like that, man. Because it's kind of like, it's detrimental to my lungs. I'm imagining, bro.
Yeah.
If I'm around,
You have a point, man.
if I'm in a building, like even HEB, and I'm in an aisle all by myself, ¿pa' qué chinga la tengo puesta, carnal?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do, like...
Just hang it on,
Sí.
así, y si miras a alguien que entra, pues ponte la vato
Sí.
y está alrededor de
And
ellos.
I'll be honest, I mean, if I'm at a store and there's nobody around, because I wear the kind of slip, I just like lower to my neck. If I see somebody coming, pues ya la levanto.
Yeah.
Sí.
Back on.
But I mean, imagine if it gets to a point where they're monitoring through their cameras, and as you're leaving, the security guard te agarra, hey, we saw you lower your mask. I mean, can you imagine it getting that bad?
O tienen
Well, that's
una,
how it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be at a machine, like, in the corner, and I would kind of, like, lower just so I can breathe out of my nose. And, like, in a few minutes, there was somebody standing there, like, ma'am, can you put your mask on?
Wow.
I'm like, how did you even see
Vegas,
me?
Vegas is more dangerous than going to the Circle K around the corner, though.
Well, honestly,
you have people from
dude,
all around the world.
Well, yes, that's very true. But they're very strict over there, dude. Like, super strict. Like, I mean, at least when I was there, they were super strict. We couldn't, like I said, I couldn't even put the mask under my nose. There was somebody there in a minute, like, you need to put your mask back on. Like, if I was on the phone, like, I couldn't even have the mask low or anything. But, yeah, I don't know.
deja tú al rato, vas a estar en el aisle del HEB o de Walmart o algo y no tienes la máscara y una pinche laser y te manda la chingada, carnal. You're gone. You're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone, Dad. You know what I'm talking about? Pinche Star Wars, vato.
Did you ever see the Monsters Inc.? I don't know if you ever seen the movie Monsters
Yeah.
Inc., where that one monster has a sock, que tiene sock pegado, and they're like, they grab him and le echan todo así nomás a nosotros.
Wait, ¿desde cuándo que estás watchando cartoons tú, Rick?
Always watching that. Put a Pixar or Disney.
You never.
I love Pixar and Disney.
You never went to the next level like novelas or anything like that, bro?
Actually, when I lived in Houston, when my parents told me that we were going to be coming to the valley, and they're like, mijo, vamos a ir al valley. Necesitas que practicar tu español, because my Spanish was terrible. So I was like, where am I going to learn it? Pues miraba las telenovelas. And I learned, but the problem was when I came down here, I was talking like, por supuesto, quizás, sin embargo. And they were like, what's wrong with this dude? Nobody talks like that.
Por supuesto, quizás.
Sin embargo.
You're going to like Monarca then, bro.
I got to watch it.
Yeah. Órale. Look, we've got a clip of Rick Cano live on stage.
Yeah, let's see that.
And we're going to come right back with it. We're going to take a few, a couple of moments for our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to see the clip with Rick. And then we're going to do headlines and celebrity and sports and with Ron. Okay, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Sústame one time.
Check out this clip.
Start the new year right by being healthy. Call Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and schedule an appointment today. If you feel sluggish, you have no energy, or you're stressed, even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gain weight, let Dr. T's Primary Care for Men increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Dr. T's can help you with their weight management program, IV therapy, and various supplements to make sure you are and stay in top shape. If we've learned anything this past year, it's that your health is very important. So call Dr. T's today, 956-441-2188. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, 956-441-2188. Once again, the number is 956-441-2188. Make an appointment today. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men.
Most of individuals think DWI and they believe that alcohol must have been the substance that caused the intoxicant. Most blood draws, when they draw your blood, they're checking for alcohol, and so a lot of times they're not checking for any other substances. But there are other substances, other chemicals that we can ingest that one can also be arrested for DWI. Those types of offense, when you're arrested for drugged driving, is definitely a different type of analysis that needs to be taken, and that's where I feel my lawyer scientist education has helped me defend my clients. Alcohol is the only substance in where there is a scientific basis in order to be able to determine intoxication, and so there's not such a scientific basis as a result to any kind of other drugs. It is important in the analysis of these cases that you have an attorney that's going to look at the evidence, look at the data, and be able to defend you properly in these cases. And I feel that that's what the lawyer scientist certification has done for me, and it allows my clients the benefit of my education in that sense. If you find yourself arrested for drug driving, call me and let my lawyer scientist education provide you the best defense.
There we go. Rick Rhodes on the chat zone. Well, I want to say hi to Dario Puig, Joey Garcia, Big D. Joey Garcia has a comment, says message retracted, and then right under there it says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. So, ¿quién sabe qué puso Joey Garcia ahí que no le gustó a los de...
But he's saying he's watching Monarca.
Yeah, but he put Monraca. And then Rick Rhodes, he says, I'm a Pluto watcher. Love my Tocayo shirt. Way to go, Ricano. What is that shirt all about? Pluto TV? What is that?
Well, I accidentally came across Pluto because I've been watching a lot of Netflix. I'm like, oh, but let me look for something else. And I'm going through my TV set, and then it says Pluto, download for free. Pues free, you know, pues a poco no.
Fácil.
So I downloaded it, and then there's a lot of these shows. And then like, Pluto, my wife, ¿qué estás viendo? And for some reason, it just said Pluto. And then she said, ¿cómo dijiste? And then I thought, órale, Pluto. So I thought I'd make a shirt.
Órale. All right.
Órale, Pluto.
You made the shirt? You have the machine at the house or what?
No, I had somebody make it.
Oh, okay. Because Felicia has a thing that she makes shirts.
Oh,
now
really?
you can do it at home now. They've got the stuff, right?
You can do,
Well, what's it called? What is that called?
Well, I have a Cricut, right?
Uh-huh.
That's used for like heat transfer vinyls and all that. But I have a printer that you can also do heat transfer papers and make graphics and print them out and put them on shirts.
Cool.
She made these
Yeah, I made those little koozies.
for my birthday.
Wow,
It's
dude.
sick, right? It says,
Badass.
puro pinche party.
Órale.
With my face on it.
And on the other side it says Happy Birthday, Ron.
¿Y no
Yeah.
traites para los demás acá?
No, I did. This one's for y'all.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
nice.
made like a few
It's
and
got the date
like a
on the
couple
bottom,
and they
so.
were all gone. So,
That's cool, dude. Your face on there.
Yeah.
but
All right. So then it's like a Netflix thing then, huh?
Yeah, yes. There's different type of shows. Three's Company and a lot of stuff.
I love Three's
Yeah,
Company,
yeah.
bro.
A lot of different
Jack
shows.
Tripper was a
Oh.
comical genius.
Oh, yeah. Physical comedy, man.
Yeah.
Se caiba y todo.
Good stuff, man. God, died real young.
Mm-mm.
Órale, so we have a clip of your comedy. This was like from a fan that recorded it in the audience. Where were you performing? It was like a
This was
company
in-
party or something?
No, this was in Alamo. I just got a couple other comedians. I don't know if you know Israel Garcia.
Yeah.
Okay, Israel from San Antonio. So I got him to come down, and then he headlined, and I featured. And then what had happened, like just a couple of weeks before, because a lot of my material I get it from news, what's going on, especially if it's in Alamo. you know?
Current events and
Current
local
event.
current events.
So at that time, like a couple of weeks earlier, the police chief that used to be there, he's not there anymore. He was let go, but he claimed that they had confiscated an airplane.
Uh-huh.
But it really wasn't. It was, I believe, I was told that it was by Border Patrol or someone else confiscated it.
Uh-huh.
But something was run through Alamo, so he quiso darse el paquete.
Ah, dale.
So one of the commissioners that was...
¿Quién era, Baudilio?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Me and him, we've known each other since we were kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and but one of the commissioners that was running, I won't mention his name, he was running, and he wanted to say, hey, look, guys, when I was commissioner, we confiscated an airplane.
Uh-huh.
So I made a joke about it.
You made a joke about it?
Confiscated an
And
airplane.
it's in an area in Alamo that's called Little Mexico.
Little Mexico.
¿Es
yeah.
una colonia o
Es una
qué?
colonia, South Alamo,
South
Little
of Alamo.
Mexico. Y no sale el police
Pura
department
clica,
allá.
pura
Sí.
raza.
Oh, yeah.
Es como Compton, carnal, ahí,
Sí.
¿o qué? Es
Ahí te
como
roban los rines moviéndose el carro. Te los quitan.
South Central LA, carnal,
Sí.
algo así. Órale. So let's watch it. This is Rick Cano live on stage, bootleg by one of the fans.
There was some person who lived in Little Mexico. I immediately imagine some guy in chanclas, in shorts, a white beater shirt, someone who looks like H-Town Bully, right? Con la manguera in the driveway, lavando su airplane. He's got banda music playing, he's got cartel music. Vieja, ahorita vengo, voy a ir a comprar unos cigarros. ¿Dónde está bueno? You think you get upset when your neighbor blows leaves into your yard with the leaf blower? Ahora imagínate un twin engine airplane soplando tierra a todas las sábanas que tienes tendidas, right? All of a sudden now you're Richie Valence's mom vendando sábanas por acá la chingada. He's backing out of his driveway. Then he uses the street as a runway, right? Llevándose power lines y la chingada. That's why there's always blackouts in Little Mexico. And then nobody reports him. Of course not. He owns an airplane. He's probably with a cartel. You don't report someone who's with the cartel unless you want your head chopped off. And then what surprises me is how our city inspector never saw the airplane. He's in Little Mexico all the time denying the techitos de lámina. All the time. I would have imagined our city inspector be like, no, lo siento mucho, pero no le puedo permitir un techo de lámina. Like, la madre mi sombrero, se voló mi sombrero, la chingada. ¿Quién es ese cabrón que tiene aviones?
Dude, I want to see you back on stage again, man.
Oh, agarraste al puro pedo, bro. Damn. ¿Y qué te dijeron? ¿No te dijeron nada por la mosca?
No, not really. I mean, well, everybody knows that something like that happens. I'm going to make jokes about it.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good, man.
Yeah, and here's what I tell a lot of people.
People shouldn't get offended, and in politics, it's real easy to get offended. Like
and I used to say this before the show, but I remember it was Mario, Raymond, or Sonia. They're like, don't apologize before your show, because I would say, look, if I make a joke about you, just look at it this way. I make jokes about my mom, my wife, my son. So consider yourself within company the people that are special to me.
I make jokes about myself.
Oh, yeah. You got to. Yeah.
Self-deprecating humor is always fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we're like everybody else, too, But, no, that was a nice little clip, though, bro.
Yeah,
that video clip's actually about... It's a pretty long clip, man.
Yeah, that one's about 11 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah.
But I actually did like 20 minutes. Yeah.
And is that the only thing on YouTube you got? Is there other stuff?
There's other ones, but it's like real early stuff, and the sound is even worse.
You should get your stuff recorded and put it up, man, and so we could check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'll probably do record something there at Rail Yard.
Órale.
Yeah.
Está bueno.
Emilio Garcia Jr.'s happy birthday to his mom.
I know, bro.
She turned 100.
Yeah,
wow, that's
dude.
awesome.
Wow.
Birthday.
That is awesome.
Happy birthday to her, Emilio.
Un saludo para
From
Emilio.
Mercy Town.
Todos los hermanos.
Yeah,
los hermanos Mario también, and of course, el de Emilio's Grocery Dad.
Best burritos, hands down.
10th in Washington. Un saludo para toda la familia Garcia. And we appreciate them for being like a mainstay of Mercedes, man, for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. It's them, Westmer, and
Westmer Theater
and Phoenix Cafe.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Rally's Headline. Órale.
Yay! I love this song.
Yeah. Mariachi Loco, babe.
A lot of locos. All right, so I'm going to get started, and this is from the Epoch Times. Democrats introduce bill to massively expand mail-in voting. So I'm going to show you all the article, and it says Democrat lawmakers on Thursday introduced a bill dubbed the, quote, Vote at Home Act, end quote, which seeks to massively expand vote at home ballot access, enacting automatic voter registration and providing voters with prepaid ballot envelopes. So Senator Ron Wyden and Representative Earl Blumenauer, I think is the way you pronounce his last name, introduced the bill.
Both from Oregon.
Yes, both of them are from Oregon, introduced the bill saying in a press release that the legislation is meant to, quote, fight voter suppression, end quote. Our democracy is stronger when every American can vote without standing in ridiculous lines or having to take time off of work or school to exercise their constitutional rights, Wyden said in a statement. So the initiative stands in contrast to a bill introduced by Republicans several weeks ago, which seeks to tighten voter registration verifications and narrow rules for when and how mail-in ballots can be accepted in a bid to strengthen the integrity of federal elections.
Yeah.
So this is called the Vote at Home Act.
And
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
2 Democrats from Oregon, where, by the way, I heard they decriminalized drugs just recently. I don't know how true that is.
What do you mean, drugs? Like all drugs?
All drugs. They like can you look that up, Fish?
But like an amount.
Oregon
sure, right?
decriminalizes drugs. Mm-hmm. But what did you think of this universal mail-in voting stuff?
I mean, I would never mail in because I want to make sure of my vote. So I go into the voting booth. And
That's
vote.
exactly the way I feel. I don't feel safe mailing out my vote.
Yeah.
And like, where's it going? Who's gonna see it? Are they gonna count it? I know when I walk into a voting booth, I can, and even like that, dude, it's kind of like, you're still wary about your vote, but
like Jason Bourne's gonna get into the computer and change your vote or something.
Well, I mean, there are viruses that get in our computers and mess them up.
No, I mean, like I'm agreeing with you in a sense. Like just because you go to the screen and you put and you click, how do you know that vote's actually gonna go and get counted or not?
Yeah, right? It's very interesting, man, and. I think this past year, this whole mail-in, I have a friend who lives with his wife at her parents' house. Mm-hmm. Her parents moved out and bought another house, right? And they left the house to the daughter, and they're living there. Her grandparents passed away. So they get 2 mail-in ballots at the parents, at their house, right? My friend.
Right.
For the grandparents.
But they're dead.
Yeah. And then the parents in their new home get 2 mail-in ballots for the grandparents. So there were 4 ballots for the same 2 people.
At different addresses.
At different addresses.
Yeah.
And, they didn't fill them out and send them in, but, because they got integrity, right? They follow the law.
That's true.
I mean, they're good. They don't do stuff like that.
And can okay, say they would have been alive. Could they still have gone in person? No, I mean, you're not supposed to, right? But could you have?
I think if you do, you would have to take that mail-in ballot with you, right?
No, I'm saying, like, can you do the mail-in and then go get in line and vote somewhere?
That's a thing, bro.
Right?
It's supposed to come up that you already
that you already voted.
But what if what if you mail it in and then head to the voting?
Like, real quick.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, you'd have to ask for the mail-in ballot, right? Like, hey, you know what? I've been bedridden. I want to vote. I can't. So you have to request a mail-in ballot, and then they send you one, and you fill it out, and you send it back or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, send them to everybody that's on the voter rolls.
Yeah. It's like my mom. She does she's done several mail-ins, but she tells me, "Mijo, no me caído el pasar." I says, "Well, then how can you trust that if you haven't gotten it?" How can you trust that when you do get it, you're going to go out?
It's going to get to where it's supposed to be. Like honestly, like us, like a lot of the times, say you live at an apartment.
And you're talking us as in
the postal service.
Yeah, because he works with the postal service.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but I mean,
well, you said us, so
So say the address is like 2800 Garcia Street, apartment 1, and then there's like 2800 Garcia Street, apartment 2, and then 3, and then 4, then 1 through 10, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it just says 2800 Garcia Street with no apartment number.
Right.
So that gets marked as an insufficient address, and then it gets returned to sender. So the people that live there essentially don't get a mail-in ballot, because their address was incorrect. Yeah. I mean, they should get another one with the correct address, but little things like that happen. So say there's no apartment numbers on any of those 10 addresses, then those 10 people are not going to get any, voting, mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
And then
there's,
some
there's
people
much
move out of
stuff.
state and they move
Yeah.
to another state, and then they still have this address, right? And so they receive it there, and then they receive it at their
The
new
second one.
And whoever's in this other one can, manipulate it and sign it. And if they're not going to compare
Yeah.
signatures, I mean, it's like, it's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my opinion.
I think the voting system in voting in general is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I say you go in person, they verify who you are,
Yeah.
and then you vote.
I
and
think
that's
voting
it.
should be in person.
Yeah.
They don't
Sorry.
even they don't even want voter ID. Like, I mean, everybody has an ID. I mean, if you can't cash your check without an ID, you can't buy beer without an ID.
Yeah.
You can't buy cigarettes without an ID.
But
You can vote without an ID.
I don't know where that
Yeah.
mentality comes from. And they consider it like voter suppression and all this and that or whatever. But
even in Mexico, you have to have the IDs. So like when they say, no, pues es que nosotros la raza mexicana, in Mexico, you have to have an ID to vote. So don't use that.
Yes.
and then
Everywhere.
and then they say fight voter suppression, and it says Americans can vote without standing in ridiculous lines or having to take time off work or school to exercise. Hey, I don't mind taking time off of work,
For a
dude.
good purpose.
I don't
Yeah.
mind taking time off to
That's
go.
a hell of an excuse to miss work.
I gotta go vote.
But the polls stay open, remember? Like they
till
have
like
On
8 or
Saturdays,
9,
Sundays.
yeah.
I mean, you can even early vote, early registration.
That's
for
another
voting.
thing. You get 2 weeks of early voting, and if you wait till the day of the voting, well, chinga, pues tenía 2 semanas, carnal, para hacer este pedo.
Yeah,
bro.
they offer, like I did early voting.
Yeah.
Like they offer that.
So did I.
So,
We went and we did early voting.
and it saves you from being in those ridiculously long lines later on.
Yeah, but I don't mind standing. I stood in line for a lot worse, And if you gotta wait, you gotta wait. Just do your thing. But as far as this, I don't feel confident filling out a paper and mailing it out, and hopefully somebody gets it to count my vote. I can't. I gotta be there and make sure that I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. Like,
I feel the same way.
I think a lot of people after this election year were like, se agüitaron, bro. Where to the point where they think, you know what, our vote doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
they
mean,
don't even believe.
if the person, maybe they might be, disabled, or they're very, very elderly, or I mean, if you have a legitimate excuse where you can't go, then obviously that's understandable, But if you can go stand in line and you can vote in person, I think that's the way it should be.
It's
But
like,
of course not for everyone. I mean, everybody, there's legitimate excuses, legitimate reasons why you can't.
yeah.
but,
And if you can't, you ask for one, and they mail it to you,
Right.
and you fill it out. You don't just like, ¿sabes qué? Manda
Sí.
todos estos and
yeah.
just blanket the whole place, and el que caiga, caiga, y donde caiga, caiga, y si la llenan, la llenan. Y say, hey, man, it's like throwing the dice, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like it's insecure about my election process.
And then a lot of people take it out on the post office too.
I would imagine,
A lot of people
bro.
hate the post office, but I mean, I don't care. We're not
Pero
going
cuando
anywhere.
Pero
man.
cuando
The
les
post
cae el
office ain't
stimulus,
gonna-
Dad?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Man, the day I was hell yeah, no stimulus and W-2s.
Yeah.
My God, the other day I was delivering the stimulus checks. I swear, as soon as I deliver it, and I would go to the next mailbox, I looked at the rear view, and they were like already going through the mail, and then I was like. I would do it right, one mailbox after the other. I looked back in the rearview mirror. There was like the last 8 houses. People never check their mail, but I looked back and todos by their mailbox, like just going like this,
Hey, Dad.
like
Parecía, parecía the wave.
Yes, that's exactly how it was, man. That's exactly how it was. And then whoever didn't get it, the next day, oh boy, you could guarantee, hey, pues, mi vecino agarró él. My mom called me over here, and she got hers. And my suegro and this and that, hey, and mine. I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, if I got it, you'll get it. But just, hey, relax, man.
In
Like,
Alamo, they turned the old, and I wasn't aware of this. They turned the old post office into a funeral home.
oh,
And I didn't know because I don't like. My wife goes to the post office. I don't go pues puros bildes, puro mugrero,
Yeah.
junk mail. So one day my wife gives me the key. She says, "Go see what's in the mail." So I went to the post office, thinking it was to the post office. Right? It was estaba
my
lleno,
God.
estaba lleno, and then I get there, and there's people crying outside. I'm like, chinga, no les ha de haber caído el cheque. Then I get to the door and there's this man y tal señor me dice, ¿en qué le puedo ayudar, señor? I'm like, no, vine a ver nomás qué mugrero hay en el cajón.
Pura propaganda.
My baby should have told me they moved the post office.
Hey, y de ahí te dicen, hey, ¿y mi cheque? ¿Dónde está mi pinche cheque? Le dices tú, right? Te dicen a ti. Y le dices, pues no sé, pero quita el mail-in ballot. Yo no quiero ese pinche mail-in ballot. Yo quiero el pinche cheque, güey.
One time, this man did really upset me. I don't know what he said. Every day it was like, mi cheque. And I go, hey, sir, ¿sabes qué, sir? Ponte a trabajar y llega el cheque de tu trabajo.
Ay, man.
Swear to God, bro. And then I called my supervisor right away. I go, hey, man, this guy at 2508, whatever, Garcia Street, yeah, he might call you, man. I'm sorry.
Well, don't give out his address.
No, it's a fake address. Like,
I'm
just saying, like, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah. And I'm just saying, if you get a phone call, it was me. Yes, I told him
Ya
that.
le iba a ir a caer al vato.
But then the next day, he saw me and he's just like, hey, mijo. ¿Cómo estamos? And I was like, I'm good, sir. Sorry about yesterday. We good? Sí, mijo. Estamos bien. Okay. Here's your check.
I had it the whole time.
Yeah.
I did look up that law that you told me to look up.
To decriminalize drugs in Oregon.
So yeah, Oregon law to decriminalize all drugs goes into effect it says Monday. So I don't know if that's today. And then it says offering addicts rehab instead of prison. So they're just going to start offering prison time.
So it's not decriminalizing, rehab. Like if they catch you with some cocaine or some heroin or anything like that.
No.
They don't put you in jail. They'll send you to rehab instead.
Basically. I mean, there's a lot to read on it, but
bro.
I just don't. I haven't.
Rehab only works if you want to be there.
Yeah.
Rehab is for quitters.
Yeah. Rehab is like you have to want it. Mm-hmm. Prison, not so much. You know, you know what I mean. Nobody wants prison, right?
Yeah. So it's giving them the option, basically.
Yeah.
Like they're still gonna get arrested, but it's like, do you want to go to jail or do you want to go to rehab?
Well, the title of that's a clickbait title, bro.
Yeah.
Which is if people like I hadn't read the article, so what am I thinking over here? Oh, te pueden pescar con mota, carnal, y no te hacen nada.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. It's just that they're offering them a choice, or they're going to send them to rehab instead of, I tell you, man.
Didn't that happen in FAR? There was an article about a month ago that said if they catch you in FAR with weed, you're not going to go to jail. But then it was like under a certain amount.
Okay.
Right or no?
Well, it's been like that. I mean,
like
like if they catch you with a joint, the cop can say, hey, nomás tíralo
yeah,
y ponle,
but,
you know?
but I'm saying like it was the way the article came out. It meant like it was more than a joint or something like that. It just said like if you were caught with it, you were fine or something.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think that a personal stash. I mean, that's all right, man.
Yeah.
Ya cuando tienes toneladas, carnal, eso es otro pedo, carnal.
and then as far as
Andas
the
in
distribution?
andas industry de madre.
Yeah.
supposedly my friend sent me a link. I'm not gonna say what friend, but the federal government is supposedly starting this big thing where they're gonna decriminalize marijuana, and that what was he saying?
Well,
it says Democratic Senate leaders announced steps to federally legalize marijuana in 2021. So now everybody's buying all these stocks in the cannabis industry.
Wow.
And it might not even happen.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's like buying these stocks, like the GameStop thing that happened, bro.
Yeah.
That screwed up all these
What
hedge
was
funds.
that all about?
Well,
Just to briefly go over it, what was that all about?
Well, the hedge funds, they short like some stocks. Like if they see a stock that they know that it's going to, go lower, they'll like at $10 they'll get it, and then they borrow it or something like that, and then they sell them
they
back,
buy the stocks
and
and
they
all
make a bundle of money, the difference and stuff. So these Reddit Wall Street bets guys that are on Reddit, they all started. They said, heads up, man, this is a chance to get it, and let's raise the stock, and it ruins them because now instead of making any money, they have to pay back money.
Yeah.
So these hedge funds lost like billions and billions and billions of dollars. And so now what they're doing is that they've got all the news organizations saying that silver is the thing to go at right now. Silver is the thing. And that's the hedge funds telling them to say it so they can make their money back that they lost through the silver. And the guys that are in Reddit, the Wall Street bets, are saying, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Silver's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Get GameStop. So there's like, the thing is the veil has been taken down off of these billionaires and these elitists that, you know, control everything.
A long story short, from what I understand, is that the little guys started costing these big Wall Street guys millions and billions of dollars, and they got pissed off.
Oh,
So like
okay.
like these little apps, like
It's like, I'm like, understand.
yeah,
understanding, yeah.
like a Robinhood. Robinhood's a very simple app. You go, you know, deposit $100, $200, whatever it is, and then you can buy little stocks, $5, $10, $50, even cents, right? 50-cent stocks. So now what they did after the whole AMC thing, where people bought all this stock and made all this money
Which
shorting
is the
it.
theaters,
Yeah.
AMC theaters,
And like
which
and
are all,
GameStop too.
which
GameStop.
and GameStop and
Yeah.
AMC are like, they're like the brick and mortar things. Theaters, they're like
Sí.
no, and so GameStop, everybody's ordering their games online now, so they're depreciating, and so go ahead.
So then what they were doing was, man, everybody started downloading the Robinhood app, and everybody started buying the stock super cheap because they saw that it was skyrocketing, right? So what I believe the big head honchos, I don't know from where, maybe the government or the people from Wall Street, whoever it was, they wouldn't let you buy any more stock
It was a federal regulator, Ron.
on Robinhood. So you couldn't. And that's against the law.
Yeah.
If you want to go and open trade and buy a stock from Wall Street, you have all the right to do it. And they were not letting people do it anymore. So a bunch of people were pissed off, man. I mean, it's illegal pretty much.
What happened?
But you can't.
Yeah.
And then that's where the little guy came back and said, "You see, we can't even beat them because they do
have
all
the
these
power,
illegal
yeah.
things and they have all this power." Yeah.
Robinhood CEO reveals the NSCC federal regulator demanded $3 billion security at 3 a.m. in the morning before company stopped GameStop trades amid Reddit frenzy. So they scared the crap out of Robinhood, whoever called them from the stock and the government, and told them, you know what, you better cut this off and stop letting people buy this, or you got to give us $3 billion in security because we're going to lose. And the dude said, well, I'm going to cut it. You know what I mean? I'm going to cut it. So now they're getting sued by a lot of people for doing that. And the guy Portnoy from Barstool Sports, that guy was pissed, man.
Yeah.
And that guy's one of those guys that's rich on stocks, pero es como raza,
Yeah.
bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Ese vato no
There was a legislator that came out today. I think I sent you the Twitter link. And he came out saying he was, pissed. He was talking about that it's just for young people that don't have self-esteem. And he even compared it to young women looking themselves in the mirror and cutting themselves.
and
my
gambling
God.
gambling addicts.
Yeah, that they're just gambling addicts and they need to, like, he went in, man. That guy's going to get a lot of shit for it.
Yeah, I mean, he was really making these outrageous comparisons
Yeah.
of
But,
regular people that are just trying to buy stocks. But
Yeah.
I
mean, he did have a point in the whole addicted to gambling.
I was gonna tell you that, bro.
Los pots, los football pots.
when I was
Hey,
like,
neta.
no, not just that, bookie stuff. You know, like
Yeah,
bookie
Simón.
stuff. I was like, man, I mean, I know. I was like, I wonder if Ron has any friends that are into that stuff,
Man, hell
into
yeah.
that stock market stuff. But now Robinhood has lost their brand.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's gonna want that app, dude.
Yep.
If
And
they're gonna
honest-
be screwing with regular Main Street people like that, forget it.
And that's why I got into it, because I have a group chat with friends that all we do is talk about sports and all, bet and all this stuff. And then little by little, it's like, hey man, did you hear this shit about the stocks? And let's all, it's kind of, you're
Yeah.
gambling, so.
No, yo no sé nada
But
de
that's a whole
GameStop.
other-
A mí háblame de Wingstop.
Yeah.
I love when stuff.
Ese stack también de aquellas también, carnal. Pero it's real. Te
This is
deja
un
los
weekly stop.
te deja los dedos bien pegajosos, carnal, ese jale.
Puro Parmesan,
Yeah.
puro
Cállate
lemon
la
pepper.
boca. No, hombre.
What are your favorite wings?
The the garlic?
Garlic Parmesan?
Oh, those are my favorite too.
You done?
And the
No.
Louisiana rub.
No se te arriman ni los vampiros con esa, carnal.
Pero original, no los boneless, no, original.
Those are the ones that you want to burp back into the mask,
Ándale,
¿no?
esos meros.
Esos meros.
Yeah, sí, se preven de aquellas, ¿no?
Yeah.
I burp into my mask y puro teriyaki, carnal. Cállate la boca.
Oh my gosh.
Y luego te queda un poquito de ranch adentro
Yeah.
también.
Y con juguito el burp, vato, para que
Ew,
te lo traigas para atrás.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, that was a hell of a headline, Rally, and
Yeah.
man, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And now we've got Felicia's celebrity headlines. All right. What do you got, sweetheart?
What you got?
So Marilyn Manson is under fire right now. One of his ex-girlfriends, Evan Rachel Wood, she's an actress. She recently came forward stating some really crazy, well, not crazy, but intense claims about him. It says, in the past, actor and activist Evan Rachel Wood has spoken about the alleged abuse she was subjected to by an unnamed ex. In an Instagram post early Monday morning today, she put a name to the allegations. The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. Wood wrote, he started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent. So after she came forward, other women started coming forward.
Of course.
And I mean, supposedly, there was a year ago, I want to say it was a year ago, she testified before California legislators on behalf of the Phoenix Act. And she basically stated, of abuse and all this going on, but she never said who the abuser was. So she's finally come forward and she's saying that it is indeed Marilyn Manson.
What made her finally come forward,
I mean, maybe she got, I guess, support from other women that, came forward to her and said, we know who it is. It's your ex. We felt this. We got the same treatment. I don't know.
Oye, ese Marilyn Manson tiene suerte para las viejas, ¿no?
But I was going to say, she's a beautiful girl.
Ya
Like, you
sé.
see her and she's so pretty. I think there's some photos up of them. And, but I mean, supposedly he's got this really dark,
Well, look at
bad
him.
traits about him.
You don't have to explain that to me.
Neta.
No.
Guáchame un chisqueado el vaso.
She actually, she claimed that she met him when she was 18 and he was 36 in 2018. I mean, that was when she was younger. And then it just says...
Well, she's an adult at 18.
Yeah, of course. And then she just said, at the time, my experience with domestic violence was toxic physical and sexual abuse over time. And they were together for a while. So I'm assuming this went on for quite some time. But we'll see what happens. I mean, that's some pretty heavy stuff, especially for someone like him. He's an icon in the rock industry. He's been around for how long, Dad? Years.
Yeah, since the 90s.
Yeah, since the
early
90s. So we'll see what happens. There has not been any comments yet from his legal team, from his team.
And the thing about it now is all these vatos are under fire. Like, now that all these women came out from, who was the guy from the movies? Weinstein?
Oh, yeah.
Weinstein.
Harvey
Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
I mean, major guys. And then the other dude.
Well, it's not just...
Epstein,
It's not
Weinstein.
just men.
Epstein, yeah,
So actually, another story just came out like 2 days ago about Kris Jenner. Her ex bodyguard is claiming that she also did some sexual things and assault, and so it's also, I mean, it's possible, with women too.
Pues
but
cuando tienen chingo de feria, they're targets. You got to be careful, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but as far as, Weinstein and Epstein, it's like weird because the media weren't really wanting to expose those guys, man.
Well, that's why I'm saying now that nobody, like all these women aren't scared to, come out anymore and talk about it. And the media isn't afraid to throw these guys under the bus, that he's going to have a lot of trouble, man.
That's why I worry about being famous, man. No quiero que estas cougars vengan atrás de mí.
Oye,
Ya sabes.
para ti ya no son cougars, son saber-tooths, carnal.
Saber too.
Ya estamos muy viejos nosotros para cougars, carnal.
Yeah.
Las cougars de nosotros son saber-tooths, carnal. Hey, all right, man. Well,
Cuidado con todas las groupies.
yeah,
los
ten
groupies.
cuidado. No,
Yeah.
nomás no te vas a pintar la cara como Marilyn Manson, carnal, porque entonces íbamos a...
Maybe como boy. I remember my mom. Ay, qué bonito Boy George. Mamá, qué bonito. And a lot of women thought that he was like,
handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sensual and sexual.
Yeah, well, this just came out this morning, so it's fresh, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. That's a very good fresh headline right
see
there.
what happens
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Also, rest in peace, Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
Screech.
yeah.
Somebody was like begging you to talk about that earlier.
Yeah,
I was like,
really?
No, we just started.
We're
Hold
saying
on.
it right now.
No, I
That
don't
was
know.
earlier, yeah.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
44
Yeah, he
years
passed
old.
away.
Dustin Diamond, who played the role of Screech on the popular 90s high school comedy Saved by the Bell, died Monday, today, after a recent cancer diagnosis, according to Diamond's manager, Roger Paul. He was 44. He was diagnosed with this brutal, relentless form of malignant cancer only 3 weeks ago. Paul said in a
Damn.
statement he provided to the news organization, in that time, it managed to spread rapidly throughout his system. The only mercy it exhibited was its sharp and swift execution. Dustin did not suffer. He did not have to lie submerged in pain. For that, we are grateful. But man, dude.
Yeah, that's really.
He did a show here about 2 or 3 years ago.
I remember.
Yeah, Mario and I, we opened for him. I picked him up at the airport.
He was after
shit.
but was this 3 years ago? Because I remember
He
him
had-
like 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
had come back. He came back about 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh,
So, yeah, he was here about 10 or 12 years ago, and then he came back.
On that time, 12 years ago, he was after my coworker Bonnie Hernandez. No,
Oh,
bro.
really? Oh,
He
really?
was after her, vato. Quería salir con él, estaba hablando y que esto, lo otro. Pero Dustin Diamond, man, he was a really nice guy, man.
Oh,
Se
yeah.
portó bien el
Sí.
vato, bro.
Yeah, he did.
And, well, I mean, you guys got memories of him from Saved,
From Saved by the Bell. Yeah, I
That's
remember
pretty
him
much it,
Saved by the
yeah.
Bell. Like
Yeah.
he was. I mean, who doesn't remember like Saved by the Bell? You know, they were like a,
He's
a
like
big thing.
like iconic as Urkel. You know?
Yeah,
That was
Screech,
those
yeah,
characters back
Screech
then.
and
was,
Urkel.
was he before Urkel or after?
It was about the same.
Same
I
time
think
almost,
I
yeah.
think Family Matters was early in the 80s. No.
Well, so
so was Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell,
yeah.
Late 80s.
Yeah, late.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I was reading up on that today, and it's just really sad, man. 3 weeks ago, like it's crazy.
Did you
It's
do
just-
any shows with him?
Yeah, we did one show. I did one show with him. Yeah, they
And
were
you picked
Chinele.
when you picked him up at the airport?
Yeah, I picked him at the
and-
airport. He said he was hungry. Oh man, I'm glad I'm back in the valley. I'm hungry. I was thinking tamales or algo. He wanted Jack in the Box.
Oh.
He goes, no, take me to Jack. Is there Jack in the Box? I says, yeah, Jack in the Box.
Or
Well, es que no-
Whataburger, right?
And I offered him, hey, you want some Delia's tamales, Eddie's tacos? He goes, no, I want Jack in the Box.
¿El vato estaba viviendo allá en Califas? ¿O estaba?
think so,
Sí,
yeah.
Y man. Sí, pues, ni modo, bro, pobrecito. Man, but talk about cancer 3 weeks ago and he's dead already, bro.
And I was reading that specific cancer, it happens to a lot of people who smoke.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Weed
maybe he
or-
had, I'm sure.
Well, the thing about these comedians is secondhand smoke. They are in clubs.
Yeah, or secondhand smoke.
This guy's been in bars for the past 30 years, you know,
Yeah.
doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Musicians as well. I mean, I had a Jaime de Anda here who started playing drums with his dad when he was 6, and he was in bars back in the late 70s.
So young.
And they didn't start banning smoking in bars till like after the millennium.
Yeah.
So he went like 25 years, and so now he has, some of them have breathing issues and stuff
I
like that.
went to school with Jaime de Anda.
You did,
Yeah.
Houston?
Yeah, up in Houston. Yeah, I went to school with him.
Yeah, because he's around our age. He's about
Yeah.
56.
Yeah.
No, he's probably like 57. Yeah,
Yeah,
56.
I think he was 1 year older than me, but
Yeah.
yeah, I went to school with him.
Fíjate, bro.
Sí.
Small world, bro.
He actually used to play the drums before playing the
Yeah.
Accordion.
Yeah, well, he was playing the drums at 6.
Yeah.
And then he picked up the accordion at 12. And boy, man, he never looked back.
Yeah.
But his dad had him in bars playing
Yeah.
with his little conjunto.
Yeah.
Because his dad was a mechanic at a gasoline station, or he had his own little shop. And then they would do weekend gigs at the bars. Y ahí estaba la mamá con él enseguida. Y él tocando tamboras,
Okay.
bro, with 6 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Incredible, man. And already sucking in that smoke, dude. You know? So that was Felicia's Celebrity Headlines. Let's go.
A little dark, but that's what's going on.
But celebrity nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the birthday boys. Ron's Sports Report. Vámonos, Recio.
I know. Where's
I
Big
didn't
D?
even-
Big D's always happy birthday, Ron. So now he can actually say
He
it.
did. I think so. He said earlier.
Yeah, he said Mrs. G tacos are the best. That's what he's thinking food right now.
okay.
They there's not much, man. I was so unprepared. I had a long birthday week, a long birthday weekend. Work was long today, so I don't have my notes. I don't have anything. But NFL, obviously, we have the Super Bowl next week. Other than that, the big thing happening in the NFL right now is a trade. Matt Stafford from the Lions going to the Rams.
Yeah,
the
we've
Rams
got
Chale.
some highlights
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Matthew
yeah,
Stafford, man.
Yeah, gunslinger from Texas, solid quarterback. He's always been on a shitty team. I mean, the Lions, man,
Yeah.
they're trash. I was looking up some facts earlier on him, and the Lions had the most drops, I think, since 2016. He's never had a 100-yard rusher in only about 2 of his 11 seasons. His defense has always been horrific. So I'm kind of happy for the guy. You know, he's
Pero cuando le juegan a los Cowboys,
ganan todo el tiempo. Yeah, especially on Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, dude, chingado, vato. They're a worse team, pero que le juegan a los Cowboys, cállate la boca,
yeah.
shut up.
Gacho.
And Matthew Stafford, when he beat him, was like, man, a Texas boy from Dallas came
Babe,
in.
is it this one? This is the one you gave me.
No, it's the other one, Mama, with the blue.
The Tom Brady one?
No, the other one. There's another one.
There's only two.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
bad.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, that's
well,
all
this is
you
the
had.
Mahomes. Go ahead and cut it off, all right? We'll talk about that in a
Oh
bit.
yeah, and Deshaun Watson.
I don't know where he's gonna go, man. But whoever he's gonna go, they're gonna have to give up a hell of a lot. I honestly think he might sit out a couple games. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from the Texans, he already officially demanded well, not demanded, but he officially requested a trade. So whatever team he goes to, man, they're gonna have to give up the kitchen sink for that guy. He's probably the second best quarterback in the league behind Patrick. So
I heard Matthew Stafford doesn't want to go to the Patriots or something like that. That's one team that he will never go to or something like that.
He's already with the Rams. They signed him. He's good. Yeah. The funny thing is that they had the number 1 pick, Jared Goff, and they gave him a huge contract. The reason that Dak is going through a lot of his issues right now, a lot of quarterbacks are actually, is because of Jared Goff. The Rams were the first team to pay the first quarterback stupid money like that, stupid high. And then that's when Carson Wentz got his quarterback contract. And then now he's gone. Yeah. You know, the Rams pretty much said, hey, I have to watch you, bro. Yeah. The Rams defense is incredible. They have a good rookie running back in Akers. They have a solid squad. You know, they had another good year this year, and their offense was mediocre. They didn't have a lot of great receivers. So you get this quarterback in here, and I'm happy for him because he's finally on a good team. I mean, he's been
when
with the
Goff
Lions.
had Gurley, that's when they were really, really
They
good.
went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because Gurley was running like a demon possessed, and that gave Goff plenty of opportunities to be able to pass the ball and get some first downs and stuff.
He's always been, to me, more of a guy who can he can manage the game a little bit. He can dink and dunk. But this year they weren't throwing a lot of passes over, 10, 15 yards down the field. He did have a thumb injury. Maybe his thumb injury is a little worse, than what the Rams are saying. Maybe they said, you know what, he's injured. He hasn't done that well this year. Let's just go ahead and get rid of him. But when they went to the Super Bowl, it was a defensive game regardless. I could be wrong, but I want to say that's when they played the Broncos. I might be wrong. I'm going to sound stupid if I'm wrong because everybody's always correcting me on here. I see y'all in the comments. But anyway, Stafford's gone from the Lions. He's with the Rams now. Besides that, as far as NFL news, we're waiting on the trade from Watson, and then the Super Bowl's this Sunday. So
okay. Let's talk Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, dude. We've got some amazing highlights of Tom Brady. And I was going through highlights between him and Mahomes, and Brady's just passing is just immaculate, dude. Yeah. I mean, that guy, he throws the ball, it's going to land right on the numbers, man. And what do you think about Brady, bro?
And he gets pissed. He'll show his expression on the field when the guy drops it. He rolls his eyes and
because if you're a player on Tom Brady's team and he tells you shit, what are you gonna do? No, it's your fault. You're not gonna tell Tom Brady that. You're gonna run a better route the next time, or you're gonna do your job. He reminds me a lot of Troy Aikman in the late '90s with the Cowboys. There's video of Troy Aikman on the sidelines, cussing and bitching out his offensive linemen and his receivers. And I think that's how Tom Brady is with with his team, and that's why they play so well for him. He's made a lot of mediocre receivers look great, though. I will tell you that.
Well, yeah, man, because like when he was with the Patriots, they could bring a guy out of HEB, bro, and he ends up being all-star Pro Bowl, dude. It's like the guy was sacking last week, and he caught a touchdown pass for 80 yards from Brady. It's crazy, dude. I mean, this guy, whether he wins or loses the Super Bowl, his legacy is solidified, bro. I mean, to be able to have taken the Buccaneers from nothing to the championship game and the Super Bowl in 1 year that he is with them.
His first year.
That is incredible.
That's crazy.
Through COVID, with no preseason.
No preseason through COVID. Now, everybody was always saying, and I'm guilty of it too, es que pinche Brady está en el AFC North, tiene los pinches Bills, tiene los Jets, tiene los Dolphins, puro pinche scrape, carnal. Si le ponen en el NFC, entonces ahí sí se va a chingar Brady, se va a chingar si lo meten en el NFC. Se metió con Tampa Bay, a ver qué hace. Chinga, está en el pinche Super Bowl. Bam!
He's the GOAT.
I mean, it's like
He's
that guy.
actually the GOAT. Yeah.
That guy brings it to the next level, dude. And a team that you would never guess would have been there this year. The Buccaneers, bro. Are you serious? The Buccaneers?
No one would have thought the Buccaneers. Even after they acquired Brady, they were like, nah, not this year. I bet a kid next year, but this year he did it.
If he would have stayed with the Patriots, do you think the Bills would have had a season like they did, bro?
I don't think so. No.
The Patriots weren't. I think he did as much as he could with the Patriots as far as talent wise. They didn't have a lot of big names this year, just like they did last year. So I don't think he would have done as well.
The
I
first
don't.
year that Brady's out of the AFC North, Miami looks good.
Yeah.
The Bills look good.
Yeah.
The Jets nunca.
No,
Pobrecito de los pinches Jets.
Yeah.
But it seems like, him leaving the Patriots opened up the playing level for the other two teams to say, hey, maybe now we got a chance. Because I would imagine if you're in that conference and you've got Brady, te agüitas un poco. You're a little intimidated, and there's an intimidation factor in the NFL when you go up against a guy like that that's got 17 championship games, bro.
It's like the Texans. I mean, for some time, the Texans kept playing the Patriots like year after year.
Yep.
And every time
they could never get past them.
and they couldn't get past them.
And that's when the Texans had better teams than they had now.
Yeah, and they had Hopkins, I mean, they had good players.
J.J. Watt was more in his prime. J.J. Watt's another guy who wants to leave, too, as far as trade talks. But going back to the Super Bowl, I mean, it's just you have, the veteran versus the new guy. What I'm hoping for is if you get both of these teams playing at their true potential, offensively and defensively, we should be in store for one hell of a Super Bowl. If the Bucs are clicking on all cylinders offensively, they're getting AB back. He didn't play in the NFC Championship game 2 weeks ago. They're getting him back. That's somebody else across Evans. They still have Gronk, Fournette, and Jones in the backfield going against the Chiefs. I mean, the offense is going to show up no matter what.
Let's talk about the Chiefs, man. Mahomes, another great quarterback, the guy that's proven himself and surrounded by great players and a coach that has been has cemented a legacy as well. Ever since he was with the Philadelphia Eagles, it was always known that Andy Reid was a competitive coach and a good coach. He just could never get to that next level. I think they went to the Super Bowl once with McNabb, and they lost in the Super Bowl, but he got a little taste of it. But then he started with the Chiefs, and it started rocky until Mahomes came in, and this is the guy that Reid looked at and said, okay, I'm going to build my team around this guy.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Mahomes came in when Alex Smith got hurt.
Yeah, Alex Smith got hurt.
So Alex Smith got hurt, and that's kind of like the Dak coming in when Romo got hurt. I mean, who knew that this kid was going to be, the offensive, god, essentially. This kid, if he beats Brady this year, then I think you can start talking about greatest quarterback of all time, maybe. Even if he doesn't get as many Super Bowl wins as Brady, four-ish. This is Brady's 10th Super Bowl. He possible, 7 wins, I believe. But if Brady beats him, I don't think you can ever say that Mahomes will be the greatest quarterback ever. Because if you're gonna let this 40-something-year-old guy beat you at your prime, you can't say that you're the greatest quarterback ever. So this game has a lot riding as far as legacy goes as well.
And it could be the last game we ever see Brady in. I mean, if he wins, he might retire a winner. If he loses, he might not want to retire because he wants to give it another shot if he feels he can do it. And he built a great team. And then they could easily be back in a championship game next year as well. Yeah. Because, I don't know how well the rest of the NFC is going to do. Drew Brees is getting out of, out of New Orleans.
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of
already
players,
retiring.
Yeah, and Dallas has an unpredictable quarterback situation right now. And then you've got other teams like the New York Giants that are barely starting to restructure.
Daniel Jones.
And then Philadelphia that kind of man, they were unpredictable as well. Seattle, I mean, Brady could, if they don't win the Super Bowl, they can actually be back there again next year, man, and even stronger.
The Bucs are just going to get better.
Yeah.
Wow. And the thing about Mahomes, if you get the feeling that he played a lot of street football. Yeah. Because he just throws it every
hey.
Whatever play was going to go down doesn't work. He doesn't throw it away. find something to do with
You
it.
know how I can tell he comes from street football, bro?
Yeah.
Because when they get in the huddle, he puts his hand out and he says, mira, dale, tú le vas a dar para allá y yo le voy a dar para acá y te voy a aventar la bola
Sí.
para allá.
Go around the trash can.
El plan, carnal, el plan aquí está en la mano, carnal. El barrio football style.
A lot of it has to do with the type of college football that has been around the last 10 years. It's all this, and it's leaks back into high school football too. You have a lot of 5 wide spread formation type of, deals to where these offenses are just going and going and going, so that's what he's used to. That's what he grew up on. And that's why he can scramble and pass, because there's a lot of read option and things like that. So either way, the Super Bowl should be amazing. I'm excited.
It's going to be good.
Don't sleep on the Bucks. If the Bucks come out strong, they have a great possibility to win. If they come out and if the Chiefs come out strong, I don't think the Bucks will be able to come back or kind of go blow for blow with them. So I think the Bucks need to build the lead early, and that'll probably is going to give them the best chance to win.
Well, didn't the Chiefs come back last year 3 games in a row after being down against Houston 21-0
Yeah.
against they were down and they came back.
You're exactly right. And starting the playoffs, they were kind of doing that. And then this last game, Patrick Mahomes said, we kind of needed to remind everybody that, hey, we're still the Chiefs, man, because they came out and they played really well in the AFC Championship.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you got? I mean, Buccaneers, did we do a prediction for the games already?
I said money-wise, I'm going to lean the Chiefs because it's the Chiefs. They're the defending champions. They have all the weapons. You can go and talk about them for days as far as all their strong points.
Yeah.
I would like to see Brady and the Bucks win, though. Don't sleep on them if they come out strong. Brady's a competitor. He's the OG. He's a veterano. He's been here before. But again, so have the Chiefs. So I want the Bucks to win. That's where my heart is. But if I was laying money on it, I'd have to take the Chiefs. Yeah.
I think of the Chiefs. I'm looking like maybe 34-30. But if Brady's the last person with the ball,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a minute left, and I mean, if the Chiefs go up and there's a minute left and they got a kick to the Buccaneers, I'm like, okay, Brady's getting.
And it's funny that you say that because that's what my prediction was. I go, it might come down to the classic Brady having a minute left, and he gets him into field goal range, and a lot of Brady's wins in that dynasty. What is his name? The kicker's name with a V. Vinatieri.
Oh, Vinatieri.
And
Adam
then
Vinatieri.
Gostkowski. I mean, these guys were winning him games and winning the team games because obviously Brady gets them there. So I would love to see that ending, to this
with
year's
seconds
Super Bowl.
left.
It's like, here we go. And then, and then you get to hear Tony Romo say it too. Oh, here we go. It's Tom Brady. Let's see if the old guy can do it again. And then Brady gets him there, and then the field goal kick is coming. And, oh, man. That's
y el que tiene el number.
El pot.
No, bro.
Se la roba.
I hate that, bro.
Yeah.
But, it's going to be
It's kind of a mix in the chat box. So Rick Rhodes is classic matchup between experience versus youth, the GOAT versus the baby GOAT. Experience always prevails. Sorry, Mahomes. He's saying, Brady's going to win. The Chiefs by 4. Dario, somebody else said 31-28 Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's like
I was thinking about that Patriot Falcon Super Bowl where the Falcons were winning by 32-3 or something like that.
The owner came down and started congratulating all the players, and then all of a sudden, boom.
I think
boom.
his name is Art Blank. I want to say his name
And the Patriots made 3 2-point conversions to just make it to where they won the freaking game, dude. It was shocking, bro.
Yeah.
We saw that at that when it used to
that
be
place, what was they called over there in Sherryland?
Europa.
Europa,
Europa.
yeah, dude.
Then it was Blue Lanes. Now, but then it was a steakhouse and all that shit.
Yeah, dude. All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. And Felicia, you're going for the Bucks too,
I'm
right?
going to say the Bucks are going to win.
And Raleigh went for the Chiefs, I think.
I did,
right? Yeah,
yes.
you did. So I'm going to go for the Chiefs, but I'm like Ron, too. I wouldn't mind seeing Brady, even though I've never liked Brady because he was with the Patriots.
Yeah.
But,
Joey, too. Joey had a very good point. First time ever, the Bucks have home field.
Yeah. It's first time ever that a
Yeah.
football team has the Super Bowl team has home field advantage. And they can only put 22,000 people in the stadium that fit 70 grand, man. You know what I mean? And it's a sad situation, but it's still going to be nice. And I was freaking out. They started letting more people into the stadium for these championship games, dude. You know, it seems like they're laying off on that COVID regulations and stuff like that already. So I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, that was Ron's Sports Report.
Yeah.
Before I go, I have to. I didn't say it earlier, but I really felt really, really special this week. So thank you to all my friends, all my family who. My birthday was Thursday. I got to spend it surprisingly with the Venomous Boys. Shout out to Jax. Yeah, man. I didn't do anything for my birthday because Alyssa was sick. So she was like, no, it's like, baby, it's okay. Like, he's all sick, right? Like, if you had plans, I'm like, nah, it's cool. Anyway, make it long story short, ended up hanging out with them. So
no wonder you have a 3-day hangover, bro.
I walk in, other dogs were there. Their big, Pumbaa, their big Marrano was there. So I hung out with them for a couple hours, and they gifted me the cap and the shirt for my birthday. And Snake says he has a gift for you from your birthday on the 28th that he still needs to give you. So started off with them and everybody on Saturday, man, from Fish, who took the time to plan, my wonderful fiance Alyssa, who took the time to go out of their day, and plan the surprise party for me. All my friends, Jerry, Diego, Cesar, Jaime, Javi, Wally, Rufy, Audrey, Lauren, Eddie. If I forgot any of you guys, I'm sorry. But, my grandpa always said, cuando tienes amigos buenos, no te falta nada. And I think that was very true Saturday because, I felt extremely blessed and extremely... loved, and nowadays, you have friends on Facebook, you have, your acquaintances, you have your coworkers, but Julio and Laura too, before I forget, when you have this core group of people that become, family to you, and I'm from Mercedes, but I moved to Mission, and I've only known these people, for a certain amount of time, but they're amazing people. I'm glad I have them in my life. Me and Alyssa are glad that we have them in our lives as well. And it's crazy because, we used to party a lot and stuff, but then now they're like having kids.
Ya están viejones, Dad.
Simón. So then their kids kind of become our kids, and
compadres.
Simón and Rolly too. Oh my God! Speaking of compadres, my compadre Rolly. Thank you for showing up. So again, I'll just make it short. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It meant a lot. I had a wonderful time, and 33 never felt so good, man. So
7 more years and you'll be 40, mijo.
Shoot, 7 more years, you'll be 65. Nah, not 65.
No,
63.
I'm 54. 7 more years, I'll be what, babe?
61.
61?
61.
Oye, y nunca se hizo el roast que we were going to do on your birthday, man.
We're going to do a roast for me, right? That would be funny, man. We got to do it.
Yeah, Raymond, Mario.
For my 55th birthday, dude. I'll be 55 in December. Hopefully by then we'll be able to bring in people.
That would be
And I'll sit on a chair and you guys just rag on me all day long.
I don't know
if
we could rent out an event center for like 10 hours of people wanting to roast you.
Van a salir raza de, hey, ¿puedo roast yo, carnal? También el pinche audience, carnal. Yeah.
No, but that would be awesome, like the roast that they do.
Yeah, but then I get to roast everybody too. That's the fun part. I'll be ready. Yo estoy desgraciado para la pinche mosca. No crean que no, chinga. Asústame one time. But, going back to 61, 62. Hey, mijo, yo tengo conecta con Dr. T's, carnal.
Puro Samarella.
61, what the como 41, papa. Asústame one time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on another great show. Rick Cano, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Did you have fun tonight,
bro?
It
was awesome, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
¿Verdad, carnal? So, thank you so much to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, sermorelin, flu shot. Thursday, it's for women. Call 956-441-2188. Also, want to thank the law office of Rene A. Flores. Hashtag DWI expert 956-316-1991. Si sales del party gritando Guadalajara, Guadalajara, and you're driving en una de esas Guadalajara, Guadalajara, you swerve a little y de ahí miras los Christmas lights atrás de ti, carnal, y te paran y te meten al bote, you better have his number, 956-316-1991, hashtag DWI expert. It's the law office of Rene A. Flores. Thank you so much. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, We have
Tetera.
Behind the Case with Carlos A. Garcia. We're going to talk about an amazing case
Those are
that he
good.
represented. And, man, it's just amazing, all right? And then Wednesday, Rockin' Chaz. With Chaz, we're going to be coming in. He's got Chaz's Collectible. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. And we've got the Rockin' Poll. We've got it's just a lot of fun on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, Throwback Thursday, I will be having a special interview with the head guy from the Crazy Pimps, man. Sobres, papa. Órale. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. Thank you so much for supporting hashtag PVT. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share. And if you want a t-shirt, you want any type of merchandise, go to the description, follow it, and you can do it through Cash App, all right? Thank you so much. God bless you. Good night.
Peace.
Bien sober el Ronnie.
So, man, I feel great, though. Finally, after like 3 days of pinche headache.
Oh, my God.
And then the worst thing, when you go to the leave,
Nomás queda uno.
nada de rattle that.
No se oye como maracas. Venga.
Good night, thank you.
Suenan con triste melancolía.